Hey, how are you? Still running?
Yeah, still coming. Running, walking.
So I'm still trying to find a brave Muslim who wants to talk about the Quran.
You're an Israelite, yeah?
Yeah, but
not many of you.
Yeah, but brave Muslims.
Thanks. You okay?
Hey, how are you?
No, but he keeps running away from me. I'm trying to.
What do you want to ask him? He has a son here.
Nobody's running.
I'm his son. Ask me what you want to ask him.
Yeah.
I'm his son. Ask me.
I point out what horrible.
Daddy, just leave him. What do you want to ask him?
All right. So, who runs Islam?
Who?
Who runs Islam?
What's the meaning of who runs Islam? Doesn't make any sense.
All right.
It's not for everyone.
No, who runs it?
Everyone.
Okay, so is it an organization or is it just random? People can do whatever they want.
Is a religion organization? Is a religion an organization?
Yeah, because you have to have certain things. So you can do whatever you want.
According to the Bible, according to the Quran,
No.
yes. According to the Quran, yes.
You can do whatever you want.
According to the Quran, yes. But within the Quran, yes.
All right, so
the Quran is there,
yeah,
for you.
right.
But anything that you want to do it according to the Quran.
Okay.
But if you do anything against the Quran and you are among the Muslims, then the leaders, like imams, like scholars, then they have to take it. But normally, no one asks you to do what you want to do against the Quran. Do what Quran asks you. That's all. You don't have to follow anyone.
All right. So it's the scholars and imams. They're the ones.
No. Imams are leaders. In Arabic, imam means leader.
Yeah, leader.
Scholar is the learned person.
Yeah, but
so someone can be learned, but it's not imam. Someone can be imam, but it's not learned. Yes, that's
all
different.
right. Okay, but both of them. They are who the Muslims go to for information.
No. Information in the Quran and Hadith. That's all.
So they can take the Quran, and if they want to know how much zakat to pay, they get the Quran out and say, he told me how much zakat I have to pay.
If you know the Quran, you can know how much you have in your account, how much you have to pay, and you know it. You don't even have to go to anyone.
All right, so where in the Quran to say how much to pay?
About what?
About zakat.
Then you have to go to Hadith. That's what I'm telling you. Hadith. Listen. I said the Quran is Islam is based in two things. The Quran, this Allah's word, the Hadith, which is the saying of the Prophet, and the Sunnah, which is the doings, the actions of the Prophet. So these three are the what you follow. So we don't have to follow anyone. So even if you go to Imam is telling you something, that is against the Quran or Hadith, you don't have to follow it.
All right, but when you say Hadith, so if I find a Hadith which is Madu, which is fabricated, I can read that one.
No, it's not.
Oh.
That's the one. There's books. Listen. In the books, there's Sahih Hadith.
Yeah.
And any Hadith of the Prophet that has not been narrated till the Prophet, doesn't not the Shen Prophet, is a little bit weak. He has to be, I heard this, my father said that, his father said that, and then said that the Prophet Muhammad said that. Then if you go to the Prophet, then the Hadith is right, not weak.
Right, so these Hadiths, did they come out of thin air or did they come from somewhere?
No. Listen.
Yeah.
If you let's say that there's one verse in the Quran where it said that Allah spoke to the Mary from beneath.
Yeah.
So some say that why is it beneath? Why is it beneath? Under. So all the sister. Hello sister. Assalamu alaikum. Are you Muslim? Yeah. Alhamdulillah. You are talking to them. I'm so proud of you, my sister. Keep it up and let them know what it is, my brother. If there's something, let us know. We are here. My sister. Where are you from?
I'm from Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, mashallah.
Where are you from?
From Togo, West Africa. Togo.
Okay.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. If there's something, let us know.
My gosh,
we are here.
Today. She was being not nice to me.
Yes, you know, there's people, Christian. When you come and they know that you have idea, you know everything, they don't want to debate you. Because for them, it's like they want people that they can confess easily.
This is not the Christianity I grew up with. This is not normal Christianity. I want to say that straight up. Even though I don't believe in Christianity, even Christians don't believe in this.
You see?
I don't believe in Christianity, but Christians don't believe in this.
That's what it is, my sister. You know, people like Atun, when they know that you know something, you know about the Quran, the Hadith, and the Bible, they don't want you to talk. They don't want to talk to you.
Hatun is standing next to a man that says he wants to bring witchcraft laws back into this country.
Which one?
Witchcraft.
It doesn't exist in the Quran.
No, but there's a Christian man saying, I want to bring back witchcraft laws into this country, where they used to.
Which one is that?
They used to hang women in this country. They used to burn the women alive if they hung up their underwear in the public.
Why?
They'd say, oh, the woman's a witch. She's acting funny. She's a witch. Hatun is standing and agreeing with that man, and
He's saying that
Islam is violence.
But it's in the Bible. The Bible says that if a woman is not virgin, she should be killed.
Yeah.
If I marry you and you're not a virgin, I have to kill you.
If
The Bible
she
said no.
if she
And I can give you a
behaves
verse.
as atheist,
Killing is
I
full
would
in the Bible. You can tell them. It's full in the Bible. Unless they don't know.
Well, why do you lie so much anyway?
Well, I never
You said it's full in the Bible.
it's full.
Yes,
Killing is full.
yes, a lie.
Killing is full in the Bible.
Lie. But anyway,
Even
let's,
if Jesus allowed people to kill, it's full. So now, what I'm telling you is that in Islam, if I told you something, that's all I say in the Quran, so Azab. No, Azab, yes. Follow me, Allah, that's the Quran.
Yes.
And follow the Prophet, that's Hadith and Sunnah. And those in authority.
right.
But, if they are telling you something and you are not agree with, refer it to the Quran
Yeah.
and Hadith. If it's not there, don't take it.
Right, but here's the thing. You say about Hadith.
So Hadith.
Yeah, that's right. So when it comes to the grading of Hadith, is it Allah who does it, your Prophet who does it, or is it a scholar?
Okay.
Who grades the Hadith?
What is Hadith? If you do, and let's say that there's something that you don't understand,
Yeah.
you come to Prophet. You ask Prophet. Then anything the Prophet says, it become Hadith.
Yeah.
So now, if the Prophet is not there, you come and ask me something. And I say, oh, I heard my father say that prophets say, then it become Hadith too. Anything that goes to Prophet is Hadith. Anything that goes to Prophet. But if it's not Prophet, then it can be weak Hadith.
Yeah, but I think you didn't quite understand my question. I asked who grades the Hadith.
It's a Prophet.
No.
Is he saying?
No, you
Or
see.
put writing everything, they make a book.
No, I'm talking about the grades. So you got Sahih, Hassan, Daif.
No. Listen.
Yeah, but that's
Me,
important.
I always go to Sahih. I don't go to anything.
Yeah, but there was someone who decided when something's Sahih, isn't
No,
it?
it's the book. It's in the book.
No.
So read there.
No, but was it decided by a human?
No. What's Sahih? What's Sahih?
No, why aren't you being truthful?
No. Women have to tell you according to what the Prophet tells them. Because Prophet, Allah said in the Quran, Prophet Muhammad will never say anything in his own mind. So anything that he says, it's Allah who asks him to tell him to do that. Say that.
I
Yes.
understand that, but I think you're skipping a
No, I
part.
didn't.
So, because remember, your Prophet speaks, someone remembers what he says, and then tells someone else, isn't it?
Yes,
And then
that's
and then eventually someone writes down, a scholar writes down the hadith.
What the Prophet says.
Yeah, what was said and the
You
chain.
go to Prophet, yes.
Yeah.
But if that comes to contradict anything in the Bible, in the Quran, then it's not Sahih Hadith. Because the base is the Quran. For example, if they say that God has a son, someone says, oh, I heard Prophet Muhammad say that God has a son, for example. So, if even they say that the lineage go at the Prophet, even the good Prophet, it can be weak because Allah said in the Quran that he hasn't got a son. So any hadith that go against the Quran is not Sahih Hadith, it's weak. We don't take it.
Yeah,
even it go to the Prophet.
Right, but that's not the question I'm asking. I'm asking who grades. Remember Sahih? Someone has to decide that hadith is Sahih, isn't it? No one decides.
The Quran.
The Quran decides.
The Quran said that me,
Yeah.
I sent the Quran.
Okay.
And he said, Prophet Muhammad is your a leader, is your role model. You have to follow him.
Yeah.
So anything is the Quran said that if we are discussing and the last should be the saying of the Prophet. If anything Prophet said, that's the last. That the Quran is telling us that anything that the Prophet says, that's the last. That means that the Quran is already telling us if Prophet Muhammad say anything,
Right.
that's why it is.
That's fine. But someone has to decide.
The Quran is already there. The Quran is already there.
So is it the Quran that decides if a hadith is genuine?
You see, if you have a son, yeah?
Yeah,
yes.
but you know.
To see that the Quran, the hadith is daif or true hadith,
Yeah.
you have to scan it into the Quran. If it says something opposite into the Quran, it's very weak.
All right. So who decides that? Because
said that.
no, if you got two Muslims, one Muslim says no, it's Sahih, and another Muslim reads the same
We have
Quran.
to do the Quran. Some common sense.
No. Listen, one Muslim reads his Quran, says no, this hadith is Sahih. Another one reads the Quran.
No, in the Quran, there's no hadith in the Quran.
No, I'm going by what you just said.
No,
You said you use the Quran to decide if
If
it's.
someone tell me hadith,
Yeah.
say that's hadith is sahih.
Yeah.
Me, I said no, it's not sahih. For example,
Okay.
first of all, the narrator, people who brought this hadith should put if it's sahih or not.
Yeah.
Sahih hadith, that's Sahih Buhari, Sahih Muslim. But if if someone just brought up a hadith,
Yeah.
then it's not. It doesn't go with the Quran. Allah always said that anything that say, Allah didn't say, the Prophet didn't say, we should not take it. So we don't have to take it. We
Yeah,
have
but
to take things that go with the Quran.
yeah, no, but remember my point is who decides? That's the question I'm
The
asking.
Quran is already there.
No, but
It's like you ask me 1 + 1 = 2. If you tell me who decided 1 + 1 = 2, I'm gonna know. I have to go to mathematics books, isn't it? If you
Oh,
take 1 + 1 = 2,
so you decide. So you decide by yourself.
listen. If someone can bring a hadith,
Yeah.
and then that hadith, the chain is not go to the Prophet, because hadith is Prophet saying. That's it. That is what he's saying. So anyone who says something that doesn't go to him, then there's something. You have to go to him. If it doesn't go to him, then we don't accept it sometimes. But any hadith that is to see that hadith is true or whatever, you have to scan it with the Quran. If something that's come to go against the Quran, then it's not, which kind of hadith that is?
All right. So you're saying that if there's a hadith, even though it's graded as sahih, if it goes against the Quran, you can discard it.
You cannot see any hadith that goes against Quran. Give me one example. One hadith. Because last time someone told me an hadith here saying that we used to recite a verse like Surah Al-Baqarah or something.
Yeah.
And then listen, the narration didn't go to Prophet. It just stopped somewhere. My father told me that. But it didn't go to Prophet. It didn't go to Prophet Muhammad. So
yeah,
how can you believe that it's true?
What's the specific question?
No, I'm trying to. Well, I don't think he's understanding my question. It is, you got your so ask him about who runs Islam,
I say
and so
Runs is
I was so confused. Who ran Islam? It doesn't make any sense.
it is the mafia or something.
What, it's
no, but the thing is,
it's not
about
a
authority.
situation.
yeah,
It's about authority.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I told you. That's imams and scholars. That's the people. Yes, that's what I said.
yeah. There you go. So what we got
But they are
down
not
to
running. When you say running, it doesn't make any sense.
no,
When you say who ran
no,
Islam, doesn't make any sense. It's
Yeah.
like who's in charge. The Quran is there.
The scholars
yeah,
are using is man trying to understand what Allah and His Messenger have
That's
said.
it.
right. So
There's a hadith where a scholar with true sincerity, if he makes a ruling and it turns out to be incorrect,
Yes.
he gets one reward. The scholar with true sincerity makes a correct ruling, he gets 2 rewards in the eyes of God. And the one who makes a ruling with the intention of trying to deviate people,
Yes.
he's for the hellfire.
That's it.
right, but then when you're saying about these rulings, who determines whether the ruling is bad or good?
The Quran, that's what the Quran hadith.
So you're talking about you're talking about the methodology.
Yeah, there has to be one, isn't it?
So the methodology is the Quran, then it's the hadiths going to the Prophet, and then it's sayings of the companions,
That's it.
and then there's what's called qiyas. So if there's not something explicit, then we'll look at the Quran and the hadiths and try and deduce something out of it.
Yes.
So if there's something in today's one, for example, like stem cell research or whatever,
Yeah,
they would look at it and try and do qiyas analogy.
yeah, I
So those are the
understand.
fundamental 3 steps.
Right. So to do that, they have to use, like you say, Quran and Hadith. But the point,
Sayings of the companions.
yeah. So the point I'm trying to get to is that when you use those Hadiths, the Hadiths are graded. So all I was asking him simply is who grades the Hadith,
Experts within hadith.
right?
So the grade.
So essentially, you could say then that those ones who do the grading, they run Islam.
In what sense?
Well, because they decide the grade.
No, it's not decide.
Deciding the grade is based on, in terms of hadith, is based on the biography of the narrators. So, I'll give you an
chain,
example.
the chain, you know,
The narrators
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
hadith.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you're a hadith scholar and I'm a hadith scholar, and I bring something to the table and say, look, this man in this chain, he did not meet this person. So therefore, and it's proven, then you will accept that evidence.
Yeah.
So knowledge is shared.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I think we're getting closer now. So when you say knowledge is shared, that means that a group of these scholars have to come to an agreement.
Yes.
Not all the
In what
time.
sense?
Not all, yes.
Of
Not all
hadith.
the time.
Yeah, but if they don't come to an
What's your
agreement,
point of hadith?
In what?
no, the rulings.
No.
How?
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
There's a hadith where the Prophet, they were in Medina, and the Prophet, peace be upon, very famous hadith. The Prophet told the companions, do not pray the Asr prayer until you get to Ben Qurayda.
Right. Yeah. I think.
So they made that journey, and the Asr prayer was going to pass.
Yeah.
Some took it literal. We cannot pray until we get to Banu Qurayza. So they continued. The other party said no. It was more allegory in terms of hasten, get there fast before you pray Asr.
That's the meaning for it.
Yeah.
So some stopped and prayed, some continued and only prayed when they got to Banu Qurayza.
Yeah.
When the Prophet peace be upon him reached them, they both parties went to him and said, "This is what we did." He said, "You're both correct. Your interpretation is correct, and your interpretation is correct." But the fundamental thing is their interpretation was based on the sound, sahih saying of the Prophet.
Yeah.
Do not pray until you get to Banu Qurayza. So even at the time of the Prophet, there was always what's called ikhtilaf in terms of a difference of opinion. So there's always been a difference of opinion, not in everything, but in certain things in Islamic religion.
Even the courts know what is called
always a difference of opinion. And what we say is this difference of opinion is a rahmah. It's a blessing and a mercy from Allah to make ease on the religion.
Right.
Yes. It's not dictatorship. That's just a map like this. No,
All right, but even what you said there, the fact that you can have
Difference of opinion.
difference of opinion. But would they allow the differences to like go wild, or would they
No,
try?
because what did I say?
Right.
Their interpretation is based on what the Prophet said,
yes.
and it was known that he said it. Now, that's when I also talked about qiyas, analogy. Okay, I'll give an example. During the Spanish times of the Spanish Inquisition in what was Muslim Spain, the Christian Catholics at the time were persecuting Muslims.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult for them to outwardly show their religion, because they would then be persecuted and at times killed.
Okay.
So what the scholars said, there's something called tayammum. Can you pronounce it for me? Tayammum?
Yes, that one, yes.
Tayammum, yeah.
Tayammum,
Tayammum. So when there's no water around, you can touch the ground or use a stone or something like this to substitute.
Yes.
Okay? When there's no water around. Okay. So what the scholars said, the problem is at times, if you do wudu openly, they will know you're Muslim and they'll get onto you. So with tayammum, if you see a building made out of stone, you can touch the stone and do tayammum with it discreetly.
All right.
So what they did was they used qiyas, analogy. You can do tayammum only when there isn't water, but in this instance, even though there is water, because it's detrimental to you, possibly to your life, you can bypass the water and just touch the wall and do tayammum. And then when you pray, you can pray just with your eyes. Instead of bowing down, you just look down, or with your finger. So this is qiyas, analogy.
Right. So what proof did they use to validate that analogy?
The proof is the hadiths talking about tayammum.
Say that, yes.
The hadith of tayammum is, it was Amr ibn al-As radiyallahu anh. He was on an expedition. It was very cold at night, and then he had the wet dream. The wet dream. So he ejaculated.
Yeah.
And when he woke up, it was very cold, and he was afraid of taking ghusl, a shower, because he might get sick. So he used. So what he did was, I'm trying to remember the hadith. Basically, he did tayammum. And then when he got back to the Prophet said, "What you did is correct."
Right. Okay.
And he authorized it. So that's the hadith authorizing tayammum. And then with that, they did qiyas, analogy, in relation to the whole situation. I told you why they can do tayammum in that circumstance, even though there is most likely water available to you.
Right. Okay. So what you described is that this is the how they decide things when it comes to using the hadiths that they've been given. But I suppose so I understand that part, but what I'm more trying to find out is, you explained also about the grading to do with the actual people in the chain,
as well as the context of the contents of the hadith.
Yeah, right. So all of this was this decided at the time of your Prophet or later?
Yeah.
Working out how to do chains?
Yeah. So.
Really?
Yeah. So there's evidences at the time of the Prophet and afterwards. When the Sahabi would say, the Prophet said, he would question him on it. At times ask for proof of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Some were so scared that they wrote books of hadith and they burnt them because they didn't want to make error. Okay, because there was so grading was at the time of the Prophet himself, peace be upon him, and then afterwards.
But this one you just described there. So I suppose the problem is that comes from a hadith, isn't it? Well, it has to come from. It can't be Quran, isn't it?
Which one? Yes, hadith.
Right. And so that particular one is that from one of the canonical collections?
That's irrelevant, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because so there's Sahih Muslim and Bukhari, as you know.
Yeah.
Which is called Sahih for a reason. Because everything contained within it is Sahih. The other 4 canonical books have hadith in them. Some have been graded as Sahih, some Da'if, intermediate, Hasan, Da'if, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's other books of hadith. There's hundreds of books of hadith. Okay, like Musnad ibn Ahmed. It's not part of the 6. It's huge. We're talking minimum 50,000 hadith in it, at least, if not more. And in there, what the scholars would do, they would. So, with Muslim and Bukhari, their aim was only to put Sahih hadith in there only.
Yes.
Whilst the other Sahih books, they would put in as much hadith as they can find, and it will be graded. This is Sahih. Here's a Hasan one, here's a Da'if one, here's a fabricated one. And the reason why they would do that, to show the fabricated ones and those are different grades, is because if anyone else quotes those, they can say, no, you're quoting it saying it's hadith. It's not. It's Sahih, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like a filter.
Right. Okay, so this gets back to a question I asked another Muslim before, and hopefully I can get an answer this time. So when it comes to, you said that Muslim and Bukhari, they're the ones who only did Sahih ones. Right, but when you look at the history of Bukhari, it tells you how many actually hadiths he considered. You know, it says... that's what he said.
The collection.
No, they only tried to put Sahih hadith.
Yes,
that's what he said.
Yes.
That's what he said.
So are you saying they only put Sahih, so they only, number one, the hadiths are Sahih in there?
Yeah.
So are you saying all the Sahih hadiths they found, they put in there? Or some they did and some they didn't?
No, it's just because some interrupted. Because that wasn't the point I was trying to, that's not the point I was trying to make. No, what it is, so they've got only Sahih, but according to the history, Bukhari is supposed to have memorized 700,000 hadiths. So that means when you look at it, it's about 6,000 something in there, or 7,000. So that's only like 1%. So those other 699 whatever thousand, that means they were discarded.
Why?
Well, if we look in Bukhari now, you don't see the 700,000.
Why did he discard them?
Well, for his reasons.
So I'm asking, do you know those reasons?
No, because
What's your question? Why did he discard them?
That's it.
No, it's not why. It's the fact that he discarded them, but he died in, I think, 850, isn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah, so that means I think he was born in 770 something.
It was a couple of hundred years.
Yeah, but then when you look up the history, Hanafi, who's the scholar of the first school, he was born in 699, and so from 699 to 7 whenever, he would have been using certain hadiths in order to teach Muslims Islam. But then Bukhari comes along in 8, so he must have been 820, I think they say, when he started, because he died in 850. So if he comes along and discards those 600 odd thousand, but then those would have potentially been ones that Hanafi was using.
Oh no, because grading of hadith was prior to Bukhari.
Yeah, but the point is, he went to get those 700,000. He went around to different areas, speaking to imams and other scholars. So that means they were giving him all of those hadiths. Because here's the thing: if he only cares about Sahih, then shouldn't he only have collected Sahih from those scholars?
Who?
No, from Bukhari.
He did. His book Sahih.
No, remember, he memorized 700,000.
Collections, yeah.
Yeah, but they say that.
That's why he said maybe they are not Sahih. That's why they didn't put them there. That's why he said.
That's why I asked you. Why did he discard?
Because maybe they are not Sahih.
No, he had these reasons for this.
So, about Imam Abu Hanifa, are you saying that he was basing his rulings potentially on hadith, okay, but there may have been other hadith which he wasn't aware of, so therefore his rulings are a bit weak.
No, what I'm saying is Bukhari, when he went around to find those hadiths, he was speaking to scholars and imams.
The hadiths are already there, yes.
Right?
Yeah, and that's where he got the 700,000. So now he's the one, and it was in the time of when was Hanbali's I can't remember the years, but yeah. He's in the time of Hanbal, Bukhari. So then, when it comes to Hanifa, it sounds to me like Hanifa had obviously whatever hadiths he was using, and it's only when you come to Bukhari under Hanbal that's when you get the grading.
No, I said that to you already.
All right.
Number one, Bukhari, Ahmad ibn Hanbal has got his own books of hadith. They're called Musnad Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Was volumes.
Yeah.
And then Bukhari's got his own Bukhari book.
Yeah.
Like I said to you, even at the time of the Prophet and after, Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i and other scholars, they were grading hadith at that time. They were grading it.
Right, but when you say that, where's your evidence for that? About the gradings before Bukhari?
What's my evidence?
Yeah.
In what sense?
That gradings were happening before Bukhari?
So, did you want me to bring you quotes? Okay, so with Imam Abu Hanifa, he had a council of roughly about 30 students.
Yeah.
And then they would discuss certain Islamic rulings. Some were happening at the time, and some were theoretical. Yeah? There was like theoretical issues.
All right, but what you're saying
So
there...
what they would do is they would look at all the hadiths that they have, they would look at the Quran, and they would discuss it, and at times they would come to a unanimous decision. Sometimes there was a difference of opinion. So like Imam Abu Hanifa's, one of his major students, Abu Yusuf, for example, some of his opinions differed from his teacher, Imam Abu Hanifa.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the Muwatta of Imam Malik, yeah, he was the contemporary of Abu Hanifa. He's got a hadith book called Muwatta.
Yeah.
So it's not only a hadith book; it's also like a book of jurisprudence as well.
Oh, yeah.
So what he put in there, if you look, so the Muwatta of Imam Malik is in Bukhari.
Yeah.
And the Muwatta of Imam Malik has hadith, like the Prophet said, which goes to the Prophet, and it has sayings of the companions, which is called Athar as well. So even Imam Malik's book, who's a contemporary of Abu Hanifa, is in Bukhari. And Imam Malik, what they say is the golden chain of narration. Bear with me.
Yeah.
They say one of the most strongest chain is Malik. His teacher Nafi, who was a student of the companion Abdullah ibn Umar.
Yeah.
So you find Malik, Nafi, Umar, and then the Prophet, and they say this is called, it's a very strong chain. Now this chain is found within the Muwatta, and again the hadith of the Muwatta are also found in Bukhari as well.
Right. So this.
So there was grading at the time of Imam Abu Hanifa and Malik.
Right. So this Muwatta, the Malik collection, did it come? Did it exist before Bukhari?
Yes.
It did. Right.
Because he
Okay.
lived before Bukhari.
Oh yeah, he lived in, but it's you know how because this is one of the things which I'm looking at in relation to when it comes to the Christians. We base things on what people have found. So you know how they found the different manuscripts. You got Sinaiticus and Vaticanus, those actual manuscripts. So we know that stuff was happening in that time. So
But it depends, there's a context.
yeah, I know, but we know something was happening in that time for when it's dated to. So, you know, there were Christians there. They're obviously writing something down.
So what's your point?
No, my point is, when it comes to this, you have Bukhari, and when we look at the collections, when it comes to Malik's collection, even though he himself was before Bukhari, was there an actual book of his hadiths around?
There was, but
Yeah.
I don't know the oldest manuscript of that book. we have today. I don't know the date of it.
Right.
But he actually wrote a book, yeah.
Okay, but is there any? Do you have any manuscript evidence relating to it?
I haven't looked into it, no.
Right, because you see, that's what I find strange. Because because
You just said it yourself. You said Imam Bukhari supposedly knew 700,000 hadith, but he only documented in his book how many?
It's about
1%.
Yeah.
So it was known that the hadith scholars would memorize the hadiths with chains. Like Ahmad ibn Hanbal it was reported that he knew 1 million hadith.
Right.
His Musnad has less than 1 million. It's known that Imam Malik knew more hadith.
Right.
And he was able to filter the weak ones to the strong ones and put that in his book. So this is a cliche response, but with the Quran and the Hadith, we also rely on memorization.
Right. So
That's why we have the Isnad. To say so-and-so told me, so-and-so told me, so-and-so told me.
all right. So were there loads of people who memorized the hadith? I'm talking about the collections, not the actual individual hadith, the actual collections that were put together. So people used to memorize
Still
them.
have them now.
Yes.
No, I mean back then.
Yes, and you still have them today.
Yes.
Right. But so they memorized it, but no one bothered to like do a manuscript of it back then.
No, Imam's Muwatta was written down. It was
Okay.
in book form.
All right, but
And his daughter used to teach it, and one of his sons used to teach it.
Manuscript.
oh, all right. So because here's the interesting. Because one thing I did when I was looking into this is I looked up to see if they were people who were writing books in the 7th century, and I found that you could even go and look online, and you could find whole complete volumes of 7th century books in different places, like maybe in Rome, in other places in Europe. So if the Hanifa, well, even Malik, if he was the head of a school of Muslims, then since the Europeans were already knew how to do manuscripts, and any writing which they thought was important, they would put it into a manuscript. So then why is it suddenly we find mysteriously these scholars of these 4 schools, who are supposed to be like the heads of Islam, which is a great religion, why do they seem to not really be too bothered about putting the writings onto a parchment which they know would last, and then just protect it somewhere?
Protect it.
Yeah.
The only book which is protected is the Quran.
No, I'm relating this to how the Europeans could
What I'm
store their
saying-
writing.
What I'm saying is, number
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
To agree first.
from an Islamic perspective, the claim in the Quran,
Yeah.
just ignore it.
Yeah.
From the Islamic perspective, the only claim of a preserved book is the Quran. Yeah?
Right, but-
where Allah says He will guard it.
He said that, yes.
Yeah.
Now, saying that, regardless if you accept the claim or not, regardless, from Islamic perspective. From an Islamic perspective, we also rely on memorization of the Quran and the Hadiths.
Right.
Okay. Now, you talk about the ancients, antiquity in terms of the Romans or the Greeks or whoever. Many of those books have been lost.
No,
Like,
but you
it's like you're betraying these things, like the works of Aristotle and Plato and others. Bear with me, as actually us having the manuscripts today. We don't. We have them written later and attributed to those persons, like the Old Testament. The Old Testament we have, it's attributed to the 5 books of Moses are attributed to Moses, but the earliest copies we have, roughly, is about 1300 years from supposed time of Moses living to what we have. So what you're doing is you're portraying a fallacy that everything we have in Christendom or the Judeo-Christian world, as well as the pagan antiquity of the Middle East and Europe, that we have those documents, is false. Number 3, you talked about Codex Sinaiticus and Vaticanus.
Yeah.
They have more in those Bible manuscripts than we have in the Bible today, which begs another question. So you're portraying this argument, which is a fallacy. It's a fallacy.
But you know, you change the subject.
No. I'm just showing.
You have.
I'm trying to say, with all due respect,
Yeah.
you're not being consistent. You're pointing the finger at the Muslim tradition, whilst your own tradition is even weaker. And I'll tell you why with the 4th point.
Okay.
What you're discrediting as well is the oral tradition that we have as Muslims.
Right.
These scholars, as you said by your own admission with Bukhari, know hundreds and thousands of hadith. by memorization. The Quran was given us today, yes, by manuscript, but fundamentally through a chain of narration. Through what? Through memorization. So us, we have manuscripts as well as memorization. The issue with Christendom and the Jewish tradition is they lack the memorization and they lack the isnad. And one last point is you've quoted Vaticanus and whatnot. There's 300 years, 350 years between those manuscripts and the supposed time that Jesus lived. So your argument, my friend, is weak.
Yeah, but you're running off the standard argument.
No, I'm not.
No, but that's
You're not being
He's
consistent.
telling.
You're
All right.
pointing the finger at the Muslim tradition, whilst your own tradition and
It's even-
antiquities,
it's
pagan tradition,
even worse.
is
Yeah,
weak.
yeah. All right. So, when it comes to Vaticanus and Sinaiticus, do you know what they say? The reason why those manuscripts were written?
Please enlighten.
Let,
Please enlighten me.
let us say.
No, because you had the Council of Nicaea. Well, Council of Nicaea happened after Constantine was converted to Christianity, and after then, after Constantine was converted, that's when they legalized the Christian faith, and it was at that point also that because they realized that the writings of the Christians were just all parchments, which degraded after roughly 100 years, if not protected. So that's why they then took those parchments and used them to write this Sinaiticus and Vaticanus, and also Alexandrinus as well. But here's the thing: so he's now become a Christian, and so because he's says he's a dedicated Christian.
You're not Trinitarian, are you?
No. So he decides, I want to do something to help the faith. So let me, all these poor Christians with their parchments, let me get those writings and put them into, papyrus, and put them into parchment, so that it's easy, to preserve it better. So then he's now a dedicated Christian. So Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, and Hanbali, would you say they're dedicated Muslims?
Yes.
Right. So then, why didn't they, since Constantine's before them, realize that this Islam is really big and serious? All our writings let's put them on parchment. Since we have some people, you can get a cow. Well, I think it's lamb they use actually.
Expensive, though.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Islam, isn't it? So, well, Islam's. You remember?
I get your point.
Yeah.
By you saying, it's Islam,
Yeah.
again, you're not being consistent.
Oh, why not?
It's like you're talking about Islam as this all-powerful thing.
You see,
The only claim, again, I'm going to repeat it. The only claim from Allah
Right.
in terms of protecting the book is what book? The Quran.
Yeah.
That's the only claim we would stand by. Is
going
Allah
very far.
promises the Quran will be preserved.
yes.
Right.
No one promised that all
The
of the
Bible
Sunnah
will-
will ever be preserved. Number 3, we've got an oral tradition. Number 3, have you heard about Dar al-Hikmah,
No.
the House of Wisdom in Baghdad? The largest library in the world.
Okay.
Hundreds of thousands of volumes, whilst London probably had only 10 books in its
Okay.
library at that time. Have you heard about the Mongols?
Yeah, I've heard of.
Have you heard the sack of Baghdad by the Mongols?
Not specifically, but I've heard
Okay,
about.
so in the 10th century, the Mongols sacked Baghdad. It was said that the Euphrates and the Tigris, this is important, it was said when the Mongols sacked Baghdad and killed the Caliph, the Abbasid Caliph, that the Euphrates and the Tigris was black from what?
Oh, books or
From
something.
ink.
Oh, ink. All right.
How many books they destroyed. But alhamdulillah, from the Islamic tradition, some works may have been lost, but with memorization,
Bring
we
them
were
back.
able to either bring some of them back
Yes.
and to
Or-
continue with
Yes.
our tradition.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, what you said there about that sack and all those writings that.
No, what I'm sorry.
You're going too
What I'm
far.
saying is, you
The
said,
Bible. Go to the Bible. Bible first.
before Constantine, the Christians were being persecuted. Some of their writings, which may have existed, deteriorated because of either persecution or they were on papyri or not on parchment. So what I'm saying is similar things happen with the Islamic world. There are times when books, like in Islamic Spain, Cordoba's library had again hundreds of thousands of volumes and lighted streets and toilets in their homes with sewage pipes. Whilst London were throwing shit out of the window and their piss out of the window, and they only had literally 100 books in their libraries. Okay, but with the fall of Islamic Spain, some of those books were burned and lost. Some were retained.
Right.
So I'm saying there's a similar situation.
Oh, all right. So you know when the Christians were persecuted, why do you think that they still managed to find so many papyrus?
Who?
Well,
Christians, sorry, I'm
no,
not-
constancy scholars, you know, whoever wrote, put the text down onto the parchment.
Talk about the Bible, isn't it?
Yeah, so they.
It didn't.
No,
How many did they have? They said they had a lot.
Yeah, look.
well, it'd be more than what you got now.
Let me tell you something. Today, we have today. So the manuscripts of the New Testament.
Yeah,
We have in a region of
it's 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah.
minimum, a conservative estimate, 95% of them are from the 11th century, 1000s onwards to us.
Yeah, that's
Only
fine.
5, they say 2%, but let's be gracious. 5% of those 5,000, only 5 are before the 10th century towards Christ.
Yeah,
So
because
this claim about a plethora and a wealth of old manuscripts, yes, but again, 95% of them, some say 98, are from the 10th, 11th century onwards.
yeah. Why do you think
They're
that
not
is?
really
It's
that
late,
interested.
yes.
What I'm saying is, my friend,
Yeah.
you're not being consistent. What about this?
he
You
knows
see,
what he's doing.
He's not being consistent.
Yes.
No, so
I think
they
I finished.
You are finished.
I think
so-
I finished.
but so you don't want me to reply then. So
No, reply and then I'm going to go.
Yes.
all right. So what you just said there about the 11th.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, what you said there about the 11th century. But all of those manuscripts you mentioned, sorry, papyri you mentioned.
No, just manuscripts in general.
Yeah, whatever. They obviously weren't the ones used to write Sinaiticus, Vaticanus, and Alexandrius because they were from the
So what was used?
ones which
Don't know.
no, the ones
The
which were there, the
received
ones which were there then.
We don't know.
Yes, but they were there then.
No, but we don't know what was used. What we do know is in its entirety, you've quoted Vaticanus and this and
Sinaiticus and
thank you.
Alexandria,
The ones in
King's Cross.
British Museum. Okay, that's from roughly the 4th century, 300s, 4th century.
Yeah.
Okay, and it has more in it, like in Mark, than we have today. So number one, we don't know what was before it. It has more than we have today.
Yeah.
The 5,000 manuscripts you've talked about 95 to 98% of them are from the 10th century onwards. You're trying to make a claim that there's a plethora of ancient manuscripts which doesn't exist. And I want to ask you another question.
Right.
These 27 books of the New Testament, who codified them? Not who codified them. Who was the first to collect these 27 and say, these 27, no more than these 27, no less to these 27.
You're right.
Athanasius, who was the Bishop of Alexandria, and this edict command saying these 27 in the New Testament, no more, no less, was in the early 300s, okay? Was in the early 300s, and it was only to his congregation as Bishop of Alexandria. Subsequently, other church leaders and fathers and ecclesiastical fathers adopted this 27, and then it was canonized.
Yeah.
I ask you this question. Who gave Athanasius the authorization to say these 27 are no more, no less? And why did it take 300 years?
Simple answer is I don't care because it's the God who I follow, not
So
the.
now, if it's a Muslim, you care. You see?
Yeah,
He doesn't care.
No.
They talk about
He doesn't care.
Let me finish.
But
I'm gonna go. I keep saying this.
yeah,
Talk
but
about Uthman.
I can explain. But since you don't want to listen,
Uthmanic Codex.
They care about that.
At least he was a companion. At least he memorized Quran.
Who said
and
that?
he lived
Yes.
at the time of the Prophet.
Yes.
how do you know that's not made up?
Show me Mark.
How do you know it's not made up?
Show me a companion of the Prophet.
How do you know it's not made up?
Jesus, peace be upon him. Who
It doesn't.
did anything to do with the Bible?
No, it doesn't.
There
There's
is
no one,
nothing.
single one.
The four authors of the gospel are anonymous.
It's a question.
Yeah.
No. His answer was, I don't care.
Yeah.
I dropped the mic. I'm gone.
You see,
Right.
you see what he's saying. For me, listen.
Yeah, because he's running away.
No,
That's
it's
why.
not running away. He's
Yeah,
telling
of
you the
course he
truth.
is.
No, listen.
Yeah.
Because you say you don't care.
When you can't answer
You say you don't
questions,
care.
exactly. When you can't answer a question,
You run.
say, I don't know. You don't say, I don't care.
No,
You don't care about your afterlife.
Because you didn't listen to my
No,
explanation.
no. You say you don't care.
He's got an answer for you.
Yeah, but he
Sorry.
doesn't want to hear it.
He's got an answer.
Okay, what's
I
the
really
answer?
want to go. Sorry.
Well, you can go if you want.
Now let me hear what you got to say.
Yeah. When it comes to all of what's happening, and we can see how the world is.
Today.
Yeah, and it's a mess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So anyone who believes in a God, would they have to believe that their God allowed it to be this way?
You got to allow what?
Would they have to believe that their God allowed things to be the way?
Everything that's happening now.
Yeah.
It's prophesied, those.
Allah understand it.
No, that's a complicated answer. I'm talking about a simple answer.
There's a difference of all knowing and having knowledge,
Yeah, but
and then men choosing
The wrong
having
ways.
their own will to manipulate text, to change
free will.
text, and to hide text.
Right, but there's something you're missing.
There's
No, he's
one
telling you.
sentence.
I can explain what you're missing.
What? Go ahead.
All right. When God, I don't know if this is the same for Islam, but I know this is what I believe. When it comes to control, He can decide who lives and dies, and He knows the person who lives what they're going to do. So God can stop
You call it qadr, yes.
certain
You have
things
it.
from happening. So if you see a mess happening, that means He's allowing it.
Listen. No, listen.
Yeah.
So,
friend.
Listen, what
Yeah.
finish. Now,
What has that got to do with Athanasius
It doesn't.
and
There's nothing to do with
Sinaiticus?
this one.
That is God who allowed it, but I don't have to believe
God
that.
allowed it.
That's my point.
Did God allow the Holocaust?
Yeah, He allowed it. Yeah.
Was the Holocaust good or bad?
It was bad.
So why he has allowed it?
Did
Because-
God allow the Bible to be corrupted?
It wasn't corrupted.
It's not corrupted.
No, because it's changed. The state it's in at the moment is according to how He knows it's going to be.
Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
How did God allow the Bible we have today
Although we are different in culture,
to not know whether it came
views,
from Jesus
all
or
of us are one.
No, what
Say
He
the question again, I think.
Did God allow the Bible we have today for us not to know whether it came from Jesus or not?
Or not?
yeah, but it's impossible for us to know that anyway.
It's impossible.
So
Yeah.
that's what's happening
Again,
now.
I don't care.
That's what's happening now.
He said, and now he says
Normally it should be
What did
clear.
he say?
He said,
It's impossible for us to know.
it's impossible. There's no certainty in yaqeen.
No,
But you know the point I'm gonna say.
You're working on whims and
but
desires and
he's
possibilities.
going to ignore my answer. That's the thing.
No, go on, let him answer.
Yes, he doesn't want the
Man,
answer.
he doesn't know.
Listen.
He doesn't want the
Like
answer.
him,
No, listen.
All right.
Listen.
Now let me
No,
hear his
no.
answer, please.
I just leave him.
No,
You have to be fair.
no. The reason why I say that we don't know simply because to know, the only way to know for certain is we'd have to go back in a time machine.
Who can allow that to happen?
Huh?
Who
No,
can allow
but
that to happen?
you heard what I said, didn't you?
No.
That's the
To
only
know
way.
who can allow you to know or you to not know. Who can allow that to happen?
No, but he can allow that, but he'd have to tell.
Who can allow that to happen? That's my question.
Yeah, the creator or God
So
can.
why are you blaming all this and why this happened? Why God
Yeah, I know,
allowed
but-
this to happen?
yeah,
Why
but-
you say that question?
Yeah,
It's
but
free will.
yeah, no, but here's the problem.
What's the problem?
That he can allow you to know, but then if you know,
Why did he create
why don't you let me speak? So if he lets you know, he's got to give you a proof, just like he did with Moses. You read about Moses, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, Moses Moses, when God said, okay, even though he's speaking to God, he said, okay, I want you to go to the people and say this, that, and that. And the first thing Moses says is, well, I think it's kind of the first thing he said.
Why? No, listen.
No, is that if I go to them with this, it's the truth, but yeah. So it's the same thing now. So even if I might have a dream and I say, okay, God told me this, if I don't have a proof to bring it, then
nobody can allow you to accept it.
yeah. So my point is that at the state that we're in at the moment, if someone says that they have proof of something, then if they haven't got an actual sign with it,
Brother,
then they can't say that. No, essentially they can't convince people of it. And this is what I was going back to, is that what I said to him about the Bible going back to Jesus. The reason why I said that is because it's the same thing with the Quran.
no. Listen. Okay.
Because trying to have the Quran going back to your prophet, it's other people that told you that.
No.
You never spoke directly to your prophet, did you?
Let us. Okay.
So we're both in the
Give me
same
1 minute,
position.
let me 1 minute, Listen.
Okay.
You just said something here.
Yeah.
So if you are in this mess
Mm-hmm.
and God knows that, why does He allow that? That's your question, isn't it?
No, not why.
No, you see that?
No, I'm saying the fact that he does, he must allow it because
That's why the Quran said that he give you free will. You have to choose what's wrong, right?
Yeah,
That's why
yeah, but he
So
control.
right now you can slap me or not slap me. It's your choice.
No, but he can control who lives and dies.
So in that case, why not make all of us to be in the same religion from Adam?
No,
Why
that's-
does he create Satan?
No, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's our mind control. What he can do is he can choose who lives and dies.
No, it's not. Listen. He give you choice. God can do anything, but God is not some dictator that can dictate you. Listen, he give you choice. This right way, this wrong way.
Yeah.
This right way. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Yes. It's for you to choose what you want to do for your life. But at the end, he knows what you will choose and then where you will go because he knows you. He creates you. He knows who you are. So let's say that now, if this phone fall right now, if it fall,
Yeah.
and then you're passing, and I took it. God knows that if I took it, I'll give it to you or I'll take it. He knows already.
Yeah.
But it's my choice to give it back to you or take it. But God knows my mind, what
Yes,
I want to do. With that.
I understand that part, but I'm talking about how God controls it by who He chooses to live and die. That's the point I'm trying to make.
The Quran and the Bible say that God is helping people who are believing in Him.
Yeah, I know that part.
That's the
Yeah,
first thing.
I know.
If you believe in Him, He will guide you and give you all the right choice. So that's it. So it's happening because they don't believe in God. That's common sense.
Yeah, but remember, the point I'm trying to make is that the reason I gave that answer is because when we look at that world and how it's a mess, anyone, like I said before, anyone who believes in God has to believe that it was God that allowed it to be this way.
But listen. That's why you're confused.
Okay.
See, anything bad, the Quran says anything bad happened to you. It's your choice. Anything good happened to you.
Yeah, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying.
Listen, I understand you. What I'm telling you is that anything bad that happened to this world right now, it's our choice.
Yeah,
but it's the stamp of God that, okay, since you want it, be. And
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
That's, we choose it, and He allowed it to happen. But it didn't create us to come and be the way we are. But He knows that that's how it's gonna happen. He knows it. Right now, me and you standing here, God knows that we're gonna stand here.
Yeah.
Before we were born, yeah?
Yeah.
He knows everything that's gonna happen.
Right.
But if I ask a question, it's for you to choose to answer or not answer, or know it or not know it. But God already know what is your answer. He knows already.
All right. So let me try and simplify it then. So we were talking there about the manuscripts and parchments of the Bible. Now, and then I gave the answer saying that because it was God's will that things be this way. No. All right. Let me continue. So now, when it comes to the Quran, we have this problem like recently with Yasakadi and the 10 Qirats.
You see?
No. Let me finish. So, would you say it was Allah that allowed that to happen?
You see, everything that's happened, good or bad,
Yeah, but
is allowed by Allah.
including the
He
10,
accept it.
including the 10 Qirats.
What's the 10?
What's Qirats?
No, the 10 different readings.
So what's let's do reading. Reading is not the
I need to look into that.
What's reading? Okay, listen.
Okay, yeah.
If I say that I divorce my wife, and Americans say I divorce, so the same. That's what I right. The pronunciation, the reading. So what does do to this? There's nothing like that.
No, it's not simple as that because I've got an Arabic wash, and looking through it,
Why not bring it all the time here so you can check?
Yeah, but it's heavy, man.
See, you always claim this, but listen. For me, that's my advice to you. Me, it's really whatever it does for my business. It's like if you come and tell me that your name is this, you have to prove to me by your ID, true or false.
Yeah.
If you claim who you are, you have to claim it what, yeah? So now, if you claim that your book is book of God, I claim that's my book. So you have to choose these books first.
But the ID can
then
be
we go.
the ID can be falsified though.
That's the problem. So then we're gonna check. That's when you're gonna check and see if that's original ID or not. So don't go to history. Go to the Bible and the Quran. So from there you go say, oh, look, that's happened. Then if you don't understand anything, then you go to history then. So me personally, if I go like Christian, the first thing I have to go is that your book and my book. Then if you don't understand each other, then you go to history. What's happening?
Yeah,
so
but
you come and tell me that your father, your name is John.
Yeah, no, but the problem is we're arguing like in a bubble and ignoring reality. I'm trying to bring reality
listen,
into it.
Listen.
Yeah, but why do you?
Because the Quran claim that
Yeah.
it's from God. Yeah, that's what the Quran claims.
Yeah.
The Bible did not claim that from God. That's different.
Yeah, there's a
because
reason.
the Quran claim. No, I said the Quran claim. Don't talk about anything. The Quran said that I am from God, or it's me, Allah, who sent this book.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that in your book. First, let us start from there and then see what happens.
Because they wouldn't be.
What?
They wouldn't be because of how the history happened.
But the Quran, Allah said that the Quran is his book.
No. You see, the Quran was just revealed as just one from finish to end, isn't it?
For how long? How long the Quran has been revealed from the Prophet? How long? For how long?
Well, 20-something years, they say.
You see now. So now, what I'm telling you is that
But
the Quran is.
let me explain about the Bible, though.
No.
Yeah, but I have to. You just said how. You said the Quran
You
was
have
revealed.
to check from your book. I don't want to go to how it has been revealed.
Yeah, but my point
Let us
is-
go through it, then we can see if it's true or not. Remember last time I told you that even Paul said that this is not God's word, but it's my word.
But-
How can you claim that God said this and then Paul said that it's not God said that, it's me who said that? That means that your book is full of God words and human being God. That's the fun. Human being words. Then we can understand.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So why is it that you seem to want to just stick to the books and keep reality out of it?
Listen,
Does-
if you are telling me that
does that
the
make
Quran
sense?
doesn't make any sense or Quran claims something,
No,
you have to
that's-
prove it. Then
that's-
we
that's
can
not what I'm
analyze
saying.
it.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about reality,
listen.
how things are happening real
Remember last
around
time?
us.
Last time you
When
asked
you
me.
say reality, what do you
What's
mean
the
by
reality?
No, just what's happening in life.
Where
What's
does
happened?
where does the Quran contradict what's happening in life?
What's happening? Yes.
No,
It's
it's,
not
it's,
going in
it's,
accordance.
it's, no, it's not about what's written is contradicting. I'm talking about the fact that I mentioned to you about the 10 kirats.
Yeah.
That's something which is a part of life because you can go there, ask a scholar, and the scholar will actually explain it.
listen.
So it's a real thing.
My brother.
But what he wants to avoid that, even though it's a real thing that scholars.
Listen.
Let me finish.
It's a real thing that scholars are discussing, and they've got information on it. But I've noticed that, especially my Muslim brother here, he thinks you could just avoid all of that.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
Oh, so you don't want to avoid?
No, why? If there's a problem, we have to face it.
Oh,
What's the problem? The kirat. You said about 7 kirat, yes? What's it? You talk about 7 kirat or 10 kirat. That's what you said. Isn't it?
yeah.
What's the problem? Tell me. What's the problem with them? What's the problem?
No, the question I asked before, which I didn't quite get.
You have to know what is kirat first. What's happened? Then we can see why this happened. Tell us.
Yeah, but my simple question at the beginning was, did Allah allow them to happen?
To happen. That's what I'm telling you.
Alright,
Everything's
okay,
allowed by
alright.
Allah. Yes.
See, he answered.
No, I told you everything is allowed by
Yeah.
Allah.
Right, but he
Even the bad- I
answered
told
it
you-
better than you did.
No. I told you even bad things. Yeah.
The Qur'an
Let's say.
itself, it's been taught by the Prophet himself. Nobody invented them.
That's it.
There is this Sahabi, the Prophet tell him to read it this way. And this other Sahabi, the Prophet tell him to read it the other way.
That's it.
That's it.
Then later they choose
And
the
they
one way for us for the
They
Quran
have
to
the
be
chain
reading.
and the
That's it.
lineage up to the Prophet, peace be upon
I
him.
told you about the hadith.
Of the Quran.
Yeah. And it's
Well,
been revealed from Allah through Angel Gabriel to him this way.
All right, so that chain of the Quran, where is it written down?
Which one?
The chain of the Quran.
Which chain is
Which
Quran?
chain?
Well, you just said that is.
No. The chain is from you to get to the Prophet. There is a man after man. It's been told.
That's
man.
hadith. That's
Yeah.
this.
Right.
Hadith.
So where is that written for the Quran?
In the Quran or what?
No, where, anywhere.
Listen, my brother. Listen.
So is there a chain for the Quran?
Listen.
To learn the Qur'an, woman.
Yes.
To learn the Qur'an, you have to learn it from Sheikh. Sheikh who learn it from other Sheikh, who learn it from other Sheikh.
Then Prophet.
Yeah.
You
Prophet.
wanna see this chain? You have to go to the Sheikh. He will tell you. I learned from this man taught from this man.
And then
up
you
to
go to the
Prophet.
Prophet.
All right. So your sheikhs have got that chain.
Yeah, every Sheikh that he's teaching, he got his chain.
All right. Do you know any of them who's put it on the internet somewhere?
There is.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah.
see,
All
I
right.
speak Arabic. I can show you.
Okay.
All right.
Let me tell you something. Remember last time here, you asked us if you step on in Islam, if I step on you, what's gonna happen? You asked me that question last time.
Yeah.
Because for you, in Christianity, you have to pay bad with good.
You have to what?
You have to pay someone if someone do something bad to you.
Yeah.
You have to pay them with good. If someone slap you here, that's what you have to mean, isn't
No,
it?
it doesn't say you have to pay them. It's just you shouldn't retaliate. That's
Turn your cheek.
No, it's not true.
that's what he means.
It's not true. Because even the Quran even say more than that. I can give you verses. But what I'm telling you is that for me, I don't go about what people are telling me about you. So I have to ask face to face. That's why I do the Quran and the Bible. When people talk about Jesus or whatever, Quran or Bible or whatever, I just go face to face. There's a Quran, there's a Bible. Then if I see anything that I don't understand, then I say, oh, look at this problem. Then I go to chain, as he said. Then I go to see, where did you get this hadith come from? Then I go to chain until you go to Prophet. That's
Yeah.
what we do. So for you, if the Bible itself said that, it has changed. It's the Bible that claims that it has been changed.
What?
So that's what I'm telling you. The Quran, Allah said that I'm the one who sent the Quran. I'm the one who's going to protect it. He said he will protect the Quran. That's what Allah said. He said that my word cannot be changed. That's what the Quran claims.
Yeah, but which word though?
The word of God. That's the Quran.
Right. So Allah spoke
That's what he
all. So all the differences, Allah spoke all of them.
Which differences?
Yeah, see,
Which
you don't
differences?
do. See, it's
You talk
because you
about
don't do
Qira.
the research.
No, listen. For me, I don't do that. You talk about the Qira.
Yeah,
Listen.
I noticed.
Listen. If I get the book, as I told you, if I get the book, and I'm reading that book in my own accent, because I got French accent, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, I've heard
That's
that
the reason.
excuse.
That's the reason. No. That's the reason why people are calling the Prophet Muhammad different names or different pronunciation. For example, French-speaking African country, they call it Muhammad, but normally in Arabic it's Muhammad.
Yeah.
So, are you going to say that's different? People call it Muhammad. People say Muhammad. Are they different according to you? They are different according to you. Different meaning.
No, but
Muhammad. They are different meaning.
no, but the thing I'm talking about is
No,
that.
because I know what I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, but I'm explaining that in that wash Quran I've got, when it comes to just things like the little punctuation marks which change the sound, I didn't
That's
bother.
why it has been
Yeah,
hard
I know.
for people to understand, yes.
I didn't bother with them. The only ones I looked for were the ones where the letters were actually different.
Letter what?
The letters are different, and also one where there's a letter missing.
Letters different.
No.
Like what?
No, there's a letter missing.
So now, can you give us proof? Then you're going to check. Then I can give you proof in your Bible. You're going to check. So now I got proof that your book has different things. You say that you have a proof that the Quran has different things. Give us proof. We're going to check. I'll give you my proof. We're going to check.
Yeah, but there's one
Give
thing.
us proof right now. We're going to check.
Yeah, no, but
About the Quran.
there's one thing that you seem to.
Did you have a chance to read
Give us proof of the
No,
Quran.
already a long time ago, but it's not to do with reading it.
No.
It's-
the whole book?
No, because I'm not interested in reading
No,
it.
listen. Give us proof about what you said, different letters, whatever. Then we're going to read. And I'll give you proof that your book even has different verses, different chapters, everything. I'll give you. So let us. Give me the verses where there are different letters. in the
Right.
Quran. Then I can give you verses where it's not even different letters, different words, different surahs, different chapters in your Bible.
All right. So in the Bible, does God say that this Bible, as revealed, the letters will never change? Does God say that?
What is it?
Does God say that this Bible, as it's been revealed?
No,
nothing-
the Bible didn't say that it has been sent by God. So not God sent the Bible. God didn't send the Bible.
So that means the comparison that you're talking about is flawed, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because you say that Bible is God's word. That's what you claim, isn't it? But it didn't say that. You are claiming that the Bible you have is the word of God. Yeah.
Well, you're the one saying it.
No, okay. What's the Bible? Is it not the word and what that's out there? It's not from
It
God.
contains God's words.
Oh, that's good. It contains. Then understand you. So
Right.
the Bible is not word of God, but the Bible is the book that contains. Then I can understand you. You're right.
Yeah.
The Quran even claimed that when people the book receive the book, they mix the falsehood with truth. That's what you said. It's mixed. So your book has word of God and word of everyone. Then understand it. Yeah, you're right. In that sense, now there's nothing I can say again because you claim for sure that your book is not from God, but the Quran says that it's from God.
Right. So how do you know that's true?
What is what?
Well, the statement
He
that's
said
in
that if the Quran is not from me, Allah, it could have contradictions. Unless you show me any contradiction there, then I can understand. Oh, you are right. But I can show you in the book many contradictions.
All right. So well, we can go one better than that. What about missing verses?
How do you know that someone is missing the book?
No. Don't worry.
not.
No,
There's not.
you find out.
No, there's not. There's no missing verses in the Quran.
Get.
So in that case, you're going to show me a Quran with that verse, and then the Quran with that verse. Then I know that that's been missing.
No.
No.
You.
If I say that you have two pictures, one with this coat, another one with what one? So it means that you have to prove both of them, isn't it? So if you claim that there's a Quran that has short surahs or verses, then you have to show both. Then I can analyze. That makes sense. I'm gonna know that what you say because me I can show you that.
No. It's worse. Thing. All right. So if you go to Surah 20,
Surah
Taha.
Surah 20. Surah 20. Yeah. So I always do things in Arabic transliterary. So
Yeah. Well,
transliterary. No. I said transliterary. I
it's
didn't
not-
say Quran Arab.
Yeah,
Me, I'm not speaking Arab.
I know,
So
but-
I said I always go with Quran with transliterary,
Yeah.
meaning that we can read it in Arabic if you want. So Surah, which one? Surah?
So 2020.
Surah Toha. So that's why I say transliterary.
Yeah.
You can say
Yeah.
the word in English words and then Arabic and then translation.
Yeah.
So which verse?
All right. So I'm going to read from 18.
Which verse?
18.
Hold on, let me.
So that's 18, yeah? What are you saying?
This part of speak Arabic, kill it.
No, there's
Saudi.
there's Arabic here, there's translation here, there's Arabic here in English
I
words.
speak Arabic.
Yeah.
I do as well.
Oh, he speaks
Yeah.
Oh, so which verse? So
No,
step
no,
verse
no.
20.
No.
Surah
Start from
Toha.
18.
18.
Surah 20, Toha.
Yeah.
Start 18.
So
What they say?
well, actually 17, because that's where it starts speaking. It says, and what is that in your right hand, O Moses? He said, it is my staff. I lean upon it, and I bring down leaves for my sheep, and have therein other uses. Allah said, throw it down. Right.
You all here. You say that you're going to show us the missing verses.
Yeah, you have to be patient. Are you patient?
So verses, yeah.
Throw it down.
Yeah. It said, throw it down, O Moses.
Yeah.
So he threw it
you are
down.
18, yeah? 18, yeah?
Yeah, 19.
You are 19 now.
Says, throw it down, O Moses. So he threw it down, and thereupon it was a snake moving swiftly. Allah said, seize it and fear not. We will return it.
Just say the name of the verses that we're going.
All right, 21. Seize it and fear not. We will return it to its former condition. 22. And drawing your hand to your side, it will come out white without disease. Another sign. So now, that verse 22.
Disease is not correct translation.
That's it.
Yeah, that's fine. I know another
Because
Muslim.
Arabic he just said
بيضاء من غير
this.
سوء. سوء means without any harm. It's not disease.
Yeah, all right. So without, yeah.
So that's why I say okay.
So
This 20, yeah?
no, that's
Harm,
22.
Yeah, with that harm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that verse 22.
Verse 22,
Yeah.
yeah?
What does that mean?
You say missing and then it's there. So show us the
no, no.
Quran that hasn't got this
No,
verse.
explain what the verse means.
No, listen.
Explain the verse.
Listen.
Explain the
Listen.
verse.
You didn't talk about explanation. We're gonna come back to explanation, yes. But you say it's already translated in English for you to understand. But
Yeah.
you say missing verses.
Yeah, because
That's what I'm saying.
you're gonna find
Oh,
out.
listen.
Go on.
Yeah.
Make your
So
point.
what's the missing? Say 22.
No,
What's it say?
no,
the point.
no.
Now draw the hand close to that side. It shall come forth white and shining with its arm as another sign. Yeah.
All right. So what does that mean?
That's what that means. That's what I'm saying.
No, so explain. You're a Muslim. You should be able to explain that verse to me.
So what they say here?
No, you explain. You're a Muslim.
You start from 17, I say. You say
Yeah.
17, look. And what is that in your right hand? Allah asked Prophet Muhammad. It's not that I am Muslim. It's not that
Yeah.
he doesn't know. Say what you want you to do something.
Yeah, I know.
What do you have? It's like the staff, yeah? So,
Yeah,
okay,
go
what they say
carry
here? And what is that in your right? Okay, that's it.
You want to know what does it mean? Go to
He said,
tafsir.
it's my.
You will understand.
He said that
Why
it
you
is
asking
my rod,
regular
yeah,
Muslim?
and it's learned.
Because you guys read the Quran.
No, listen.
Yeah.
Because you say that there's missing verses.
Yeah, you'll find out. Just try and explain the verse.
My brother, you know that this one, 17. How do you call it in Arabic? It's surah, isn't it? It's ayah, isn't it? That's why it's a verse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then 17, 18, 19. So which one has been missing? That's my question. Because you didn't say that missing word. You say missing verse.
Yeah. If
So
you-
there's no verse that has been missing here.
No.
Because I don't understand.
Try to explain verse 22 and you'll find out.
No, you find out. You make the claim. Tell us what's the problem
So
with 22.
Yeah,
so
then
now
just
draw the hand close to.
Describe. Tell
that
me what's
side.
happening.
Yeah. It shall come forth with white, shining.
Yeah.
That's how.
So what does
That's
that
the
mean?
same sign.
Why is that a sign?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question. This is my hand, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's say my hand is dirty.
Okay.
And Allah said, put it in your pocket.
Uh huh.
Take it out, it will be white. Then when before I put it, it's dark. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
Right.
When I put it like this,
Uh-huh.
Allah said, okay, now take it out. I took it. It's white. Isn't that sign?
Ah, there's your missing verse.
No. I ask you.
no,
Listen.
Which
missing?
You just explained the missing verse.
Which missing verse?
You said your hand was dirty, isn't it? That's what you said.
Listen. It said something. Yeah. That's the reason why in Islam, if you don't understand like this verse, if you don't understand, what's the meaning? Then you go. That's why it become hadith. Then you go to Prophet when he was alive.
Yeah.
Prophet, this I don't understand it. What he said.
Well, what?
Then they will explain it. That's why he said that you have to go to tafsir.
So why don't you try going to tafsir then?
So do you accept all the tafsir?
My brother, we are talking about
One of you be long time. Long time.
All right. So why don't you try get an explanation?
I'm trying.
No.
It's a sign. What is a sign? First of all, someone old like.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah. Someone
No,
old.
Aki, his hand was black.
No.
Islam was black. He put his hand in his, and it came out white.
Ah, but see, he's talking about the missing. That's the missing verse.
Listen. Listen.
But that's the missing verse.
You know, in this verses.
So where was it
Common sense.
Listen. In these verses, there's two signs here.
You don't know Arabic.
Yes.
You don't have to mention everything in Arabic.
That's it.
For the Arab to understand.
And it's not necessary for me to know
Because they understand it already.
my brother. It's not necessary.
No, this is not Quran in English, my brother.
Quran is not in English.
This is a translation.
Quran is in Arabic. It was revealed to Mahmoud in Arabic.
So you don't understand science. How can I explain?
Okay, now.
physics?
You see this one?
Yeah.
There's two signs there.
The Arabic words are
Allah said,
80% of the words.
Allah talk about his staff.
Yeah.
Hebrew, Iranian.
Allah said that the staff.
And you told him to throw it down, didn't you?
It throws down. It becomes
Yeah.
a snake.
Yeah.
That's a sign. How can something become animal?
Yeah. So
That's the first sign.
that's
Yeah.
the sign. Isn't
That's
it?
right.
All right. Yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
say, if you take it back, it will become this, then that happened. Because
That's right.
when he took it as a snake,
Yeah.
you're going to take it back as a snake or not? You're going to take it as a snake or not?
He would, and then it would change back to.
So when you drop like this, I drop it, then it becomes snake.
Yes.
Unless you take it. So
Yeah.
when you take it, it's going to be, is a snake is taking or not?
Yes.
And then it come back to war.
They're right.
It comes a stick.
So that's a sign, isn't it?
That's fine. It
Right.
comes back to
Okay.
stick.
Okay. So
So Pharaoh told his magicians to
That's
throw
it.
down there.
That's it.
No,
So now,
this
now,
is before that.
Now, listen. Now,
Before that.
now.
This is like a training before he made.
That's it. So now,
So yeah,
if something, a snake is there, and you touch it,
it became a stick again.
so
It's a sign, yeah.
now when
Yeah,
you
so that's a sign, yeah.
We agree
when
on
you
that,
take
yeah?
it,
We agree on
when you take it,
Yeah.
so how will be your hand according to you? If you took something like animal, let's say that a dog,
What you don't
just touch it like
understand
this,
is
what's happening?
somebody.
What's happened?
Right.
It touch it. Allah says it's a sign.
Yes.
Why is it a sign? It's a put your hand and take and then take it through. Why?
You mean
Why do you
this,
say
this
that?
verse, yeah, 22.
22, yes.
واضمم يدك إلى جناحك تخرج بيضاء من غير سوء آية أخرى. That put your hand here. No, under your
It's a close
armpit,
to,
yeah?
close to your body.
Yeah, no, جناحك which is here. Armpit. here.
Armpit, yes.
Yeah, you put it here, then we came up lighting white. That's it.
Why?
Right.
And he said that
Yeah.
that is a sign.
Why?
Why?
Why is it a
How
sign?
do you do that?
How do you do
Just
that?
put your hand here
And then
and
it become white.
bring it white.
Yeah, but
No, wait. Just show me this here. Yeah,
It's impossible.
yeah, that's why it's a sign.
no, it's just the missing verses.
No, there's no missing verse.
They are all following God.
Brother,
What should I believe?
wait.
How can
Believe in God.
Could you put your hand here?
No, do you?
No. For him, he said that.
Bring it out white.
Yeah.
No. But when you say white, the Arabic, does it just say white or does it say shine?
بيضاء, yeah, white, clear. بيضاء من غير سوء, white.
Right, but
Without any harm.
okay, but does the Arabic say shining?
No, بيضاء, white.
Right.
White.
All right. So you as a honest Arabic speaker,
Arabic speaker,
say that it says white.
White.
All right. So if you go to the tafsir, do you think they're going to be as honest as you?
You go.
If you go to the
let
tafsir.
him go to tafsir first.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to be as honest as you?
You are the one who brought the claim.
What does the tafsir say?
Well, why don't you look up the tafsir?
Bring it, yes. Bring the
Even
tafsir.
you're Muslims.
No, you see, because we are telling you.
I think what he's saying, brother. I think what he's saying.
It's a sign,
Wait,
you know.
I think what he's saying is, if you've made a claim, you need to now back it.
That's it. That's what we are
That's what he's
asking you.
saying. So
Bring
if
something
If you see a clear contradiction,
to refute
for
it.
you
To refute it. Bring the proof.
If
Yes,
I say the
that's what we
Bible is fake or it's not real,
I have to give you the proof.
it.
So you are the one claiming that there's something wrong with the Quran. Then bring the
try and
proof.
get an understanding of it.
Yeah, but
And try and answer
It's
your
not
question.
because you don't understand that means that
Yeah,
it's
no,
not right.
But my proof is just you read the tafsir.
No, but you need to show it. The tafsir that
well,
you've seen, that you can see the
That you
contradiction.
read,
Yeah.
we didn't.
Okay, and then brothers can see
all
what's
right.
wrong, yes.
Yeah, we can tell you in Arabic what's
Yeah, if I say the Bible's fake,
So
after
you
you
want
might,
to
a
bring
Christian
the
might say,
proof.
prove it. No, I got
Then you
to
have proof. So you claim something, prove it that the tafsir is wrong or whatever, then you will tell us.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Because
Right.
there's two signs there. The snake and then the hand that's white. There's two signs. So you say the sign.
So someone with a white hand is a sign
Do you know which who say that?
that their hand is white. Okay.
I don't understand why you would have any problem with that.
With
Because
that?
You're a Christian, you understand the miracles of
No,
the
because
prophets.
you want to find
No.
something.
There was
He
many-
cannot
there was
find
many
anything.
miracles.
The thing
You
is,
accept
the thing is,
No, but
you know Moses.
He cannot-
Moses in Islam,
You accept
he's
it.
a black man.
yeah, but
That's it.
Like Musa
Yeah,
alayhi salam
but-
split the,
no,
Moses split
he's
the
a
sea.
black
You
man.
accepted.
He black
Yeah, no.
in midnight.
Yeah, he was black. Yeah,
He was
Yeah,
black.
yeah.
You know the hadith of Isra and Miraj.
A black person hands become white. That's why I
Yeah.
said that's a
Musa
sign.
alayhi salam was
That's a
black.
put it like this.
In Christianity,
become
he's white.
Impossible for my hand
In
to become
Judaism,
white
he's white.
if it's already
You don't know the man.
No,
Then when they say white,
the real Jews, they know.
so
This is
Yeah, he's
that's,
black. You know the
you are claiming
hadith of
something.
Isra and Miraj. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that I said I met Moses in the fifth sky. You know.
Yeah.
He's ضرب جعد كأنه من رجال شنا. That he's skinny with the curly hair.
No, I heard he was quite big, actually, the hadith.
No.
The
I have
hadith
that.
say he was quite big.
No. ضرب.
He was strong.
At this Adam.
ضرب جعد كأنه من رجال شنا. This is the hadith. I will show you now. He's black, skinny, very tall, with the curly hair. كأنه من رجال شنا, which is a tribe in Arabia.
And even-
Peninsula, very black people.
Even the Quran says that he has, problem speaking.
Yeah.
Quran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I heard he was quite big, but Allah Alam. I have to look at it.
So now, give us the proof.
Mine.
Okay.
all right. So
Okay, it's giving us it's giving us the tafsir.
The heavens.
Yeah. You will find that.
Inshallah.
all right. So
By who?
Thank you,
Tafsir is by who?
well, you got
Yes, you
Yeah,
Google. You want to Google?
Google.
Yeah, that's
Is that Google?
what?
That's Google, is it? you wish.
Okay, say it. What is it? Okay,
Yeah.
what is it?
All right. So this is Tafsir Ibn Abbas. I'll read the brackets because I presume that's the context. And thrust thy hand within your armpit, it will come forth white, shining without hurt. It is not touched by leprosy.
What it says right. It's
That will be another token.
now it's right. Now they put armpit because before they didn't say armpit. So what
Right.
it says right. It says armpit. Now okay.
Yeah.
Then
All
what's
right. Right. But this is the. So this is where I'm trying to show how your scholars
Tell us.
like to embellish. So it says, and thrust thy hand within your armpit, it will come forth white, shining without hurt. It is not touched by leprosy. That will be another token, another sign in addition to the staff.
So what do you say is taken?
So Ibn Abbas, where did you get the leprosy from?
What do you want?
Where did he get? Why is he saying leprosy?
What's leprosy?
No, why is Ibn Abbas
Why did he say
saying
leprosy? Why did he say leprosy?
It's a disease.
So now, there's a staff that has been turned into snake.
Yeah.
It's not natural snake. It's not created snake. It touched it.
Yeah.
You know.
Then when it touched it, so there's Allah who knows how what has been connection between him there.
We
But
know.
it's not that missing verse because that's the miss word. That means
No,
touch it and then put it on.
But you keep right. So that was a proper sign because he threw down the staff, he turned into a snake,
And bring it up.
and then Allah said pick it up, and he picked it up as a stick. That's a sign, isn't it?
Okay, yes.
So you put your hand in, and it's white without hurt, and that's a sign,
The two signs, yeah. Snap,
right?
snake
So then why did Ibn Abbas embellish his description by adding shining? Without hurt, it is not touched by leprosy. Where did he get that from?
Shining.
No, one minute. You know,
What's the meaning of shining?
we're talking about tafsir here, yeah?
Yeah.
If I want to explain something to this man, I might put. If I want to explain something to him, I will try to make it very clear. Like it's very white, that it's almost shining. Like I'm trying to give you an idea. It doesn't mean the book says it's shining. This is just a man trying to explain something.
Why not just stick to the Arabic and be more
I'm
more
reading
genuine?
Yeah, I'm reading it in Arabic now. Tafsir Ibn Abbas.
Yeah.
See, that will come out very shining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where did he get that from?
He's trying to explain.
He's embellishing.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
embellishment.
Yes.
It's not. It's not in the Quran, yes.
All right.
Listen, it's not in the Quran, but explanation
Ibn
to
Abbas says
explain.
that he didn't say that it was shining.
Listen,
in the Quran.
listen.
He's just trying to
Hadith,
explain.
the hadith or
He gives you a
the
context.
tafsir I explained to you. Would
I
extend the words.
I get both ways.
Yeah, but why did Ibn Abbas add leprosy? Why did he do that?
Listen.
But was there is there any hadith about Musa alayhi salam having leprosy?
Leprosy.
Like that? Like the last one I'm asking.
Well,
Yes.
no,
Look into that. I don't know.
Listen.
no, but here's the thing. That's why when you
Listen.
First, the tafsir, when you're going to do tafsir, there's people that they memorize the whole Quran, they memorize the whole Sunnah. For us to know, we have to check if he had the leprosy before or no. If there is a hadith says it was
No harm.
shining or no.
No, but it's not. Why you
These
just
people, they don't just read the verse and give you the tafsir or an explanation. They read
what
the
he said.
whole book, the contents, they read the Sunnah, they read what the Prophet said. They have all of this too.
But this is why I like the Ibn Kathir one, because these ones are the longest one.
It doesn't matter, man.
And if you
We are
actually,
all the same. They explain everything. You don't understand. We
I can
understood
just
it.
debunk this and said, yo, Ibn Abbas was wrong. He's a man.
You see?
all right, so
you see,
let's go to the next
my brother, listen.
scholar then.
Wait, listen. My brother, listen. We are Muslim, yeah? We're Muslims.
We don't believe in
We
Ibn
are-
Abbas.
we
We believe in the Quran.
we have already understood it.
No, we believe in him, but remember he's just a
Listen,
scholar.
listen,
Yeah, but he's a man.
my brother. We as a Muslim.
But we're not saying this is a mistake
He
as well.
can.
We don't know
No,
yet.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying he can.
can
But
make
the Quran
mistakes.
is solid. But the scholars, just like the scholars in Christianity, they can make mistakes. The scholars in
No, that's
Islam,
not a
it's
mistake.
different.
It's explained.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just generally.
Generally,
He
yeah.
can
explained
make
to you.
mistakes.
All right.
You preach the Bible, you can make a mistake.
Yeah, but if it's a mistake,
If it is,
to see whether it's a mistake or not, all you have to do is read through the next tafsirs of not tafsirs of the scholars. See, to see if they will agree. To see if they will agree with Ibn Abbas or say something different. So if all the other scholars agree, then that means that this is the agreed interpretation.
About the same verse, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Give us another one about the same verse.
All right. So let's go with that.
Everyone,
But you're not
they are
talking
different.
to scholars.
They are.
No, he's not talking to scholars. We're not scholars. I told you these people to do tafsir, they read the whole book, yeah?
Yeah.
They read the seerah, they read everything, then they do tafsir. If
Yeah.
you want to ask this very
Then they get the
specific
hadith.
question, you have to go to a scholar.
Yeah,
That's the reason why they put
that's what we're
brackets.
reading, isn't it?
That's what they put
So
brackets.
Jalalain is a scholar, isn't he?
Sorry?
Jalalain, he's a scholar.
Push.
Jalalain.
Jalalain.
What does he say? What does he say about that?
All right. So this. Well,
What does he say? What does he say? What does he say?
no, he's quite famous.
No.
man. You can look him up.
Even if I don't know.
All
What
right.
Jalaluddin or what?
No. Jalalain. That's how they pronounce.
What did he say? What does he say? What does he say?
No.
What does he say?
No.
All right. He says, and thrust your hand, the right one, meaning the palm, into your flank. That is your left side. Below the arm into the armpit, and then take it out. It will emerge white, in contrast to the skin color that it was. Yeah, I don't know where you got that
See
from.
now?
No, because Musa
That's
alayhi
what
salam was
that's what he said.
Yeah.
So he was black. You can
But-
see what he says right.
But let's continue.
So that's why you have
contrast-
to go a lot of tafsir that you
Yeah,
understood. You have
I know. Without any fault, that is without any sign of leprosy. Oh, see, he's saying leprosy again. Radiating like the rays of the sun. See, same.
No, now they are adding just to listen.
Yeah, but they all seem to be
My
adding.
brother,
That's not fine.
if someone explain London, he will say a lot of words to make it. Listen,
I think what we'd have to understand, wait there. I think what we have to understand is if the Prophet Moses did have leprosy and where did it come from? That's what we have to understand.
It can
Because
be
might
that
not
word
wait,
leprosy.
actually, wait. That might not be highlighted. So it might be highlighted in Hadith. So you see, like in the Quran, you've got the Quran is one book, then you've got things that talk about Hadith in a novel, like the different Hadiths talk about the
brother,
description of the prophets.
read
Yeah.
that
Do
hadith
you
in
understand? So
Arabic.
wait. So what I'm saying is, in the Quran, it doesn't tell you how to pray. For example, you have to go to the Hadiths. You can read the Quran from front to back. It doesn't tell you how to pray. You have to go to the Hadiths for it, and it tells you how the prophets looked, physically how they looked. Maybe not in the Quran, but in the Hadith. So we have to go back to the Hadith and
That's what I
see,
told you.
was there any talk about Moses, the Prophet Musa,
That's what I said.
having leprosy?
Yeah, but here's the
Because
thing.
he got that from somewhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, the one I always like the best is Ibn Kathir, because he gives you quite a long description,
What does he say?
and he will quote hadiths as well.
What he said?
So if he had found a hadith, I think he would have quoted it.
What he said?
All right, so he says, the hand of Musa turning white without any disease. This is the second sign of Musa. That is, Allah has commanded him to place his hand into the opening of his garment, as is clearly stated in another ayah. It is mentioned here merely as a passing reference,
He
saying.
said another ayah. You see, that's what he said. So maybe it can be somewhere. That's what he said.
let's
Yes.
let Ibn Kathir,
Yes.
do his stuff. And press your hand to your side. Allah said in another ayah, and draw your hand close to your side to be free from fear. These are two signs.
Yes.
Yeah, these are 2 signs from your Lord to Pharaoh and his chiefs. Yeah, he's talking about 28:32.
You can see in this one, the fear. Listen, in this one, it's not leprosy. It's like it was shaken. You can see that.
Yeah.
He said that because it looked like Moses was shaken. That's why he said it's free of fear. Because if someone is fearing, they are shaken. If someone is shaken, it's like they have leprosy.
Yeah.
That's
all
why
right.
they put that word then.
Yeah, that's you're explaining too much, man. But let's. All right.
It's free of fear. So it will never be fear.
Okay.
That's what I said.
This is
Free of fear.
no. It's no.
My brother, do you know leprosy? People have leprosy, sometimes they are shaken, yeah? So they say that you have to took your hand so that you will be free of fear. Means that free of shaking, free of fear. That's the meaning. So even here, it's even better.
But now you're being a tafsir scholar as well.
No. That's what he said here. It's a free of fear. So you're not going to shake again. Look like Prophet. Before, when he was taking this, and he was shaking. How can someone take the snake? Because it was shaking.
Yeah, but that's in the other.
But here they say free of
same
war.
surah, by the way. That's in the same surah.
Yeah. I know.
So it will be free of fear.
Yeah.
Meaning that it was shaking.
The shaking came from
It was shaking. That's why I said that leprosy. That's the meaning.
Well, all right. Let me. So it continues. Mujahid said.
This guy, too much marijuana after he come and talking about Jesus. You're smoking too much marijuana after you're talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
So what do you
They
want?
try filming you.
All right. So now this is why I like Ibn Kathir. So he says Mujahid said, and press your hand to your side. This means put your palm under your upper arm. When Musa put his hand into the opening of his garment and brought it out, it came out shining as if it were a half moon. Concerning his statement, it will come forth white without any disease. This means without any leprosy, ailment or disfigurement. This was stated by Ibn Abbas, Mujahid, Ikrimah, Qatada, Ad-Dahak, As-Sudi and others. Al-Hassan al-Basri said, he brought it out and by Allah, it was as if it were a lamp.
My brother.
From this, Musa knew that he had surely met his Lord.
Even in English.
Yeah.
If someone has mental problem, there's 2 or 3 many different ways to explain that, true or false. If someone has mental problem, there's different way to explain how it works, true or false. Mental illness.
Yeah, I understand, but
you call it mental illness. You call it. How do you call it again? You can call it something. Mental. How do you call it? Another name. Mental illness.
Yeah, mental is that's the word.
It's not. Here, it's only here that because they don't want to abuse people. That's what they call it mental. Because some places they call it madness, because your head is not working properly. So you can see, they can use mad, they can use mental illness. It's like when Prophet Muhammad said that he was, when they claim that, when they say that your prophet is not possessed. Some people say that he was not mad. The same thing.
Yeah.
Because why? It's, when they say leprosy, that means that because it was shaken. It's saying that free of shaking, free of fear.
Yeah, I understand that, but why is it that
So that's what you got. You say how do you call it, missing verse? That's all. That's missing verse here.
Well, you explained the missing verse.
Nah, but it's not.
You said he put his hand in dark, didn't he? So that's your missing verse.
When Allah said that,
if
Allah talked to Prophet Muhammad, he says something.
Right.
So now, it's when you go to him, if you don't understand, when you go to Prophet, that he will explain the meaning of that verse. So now here, they say that put your hands underneath your things and then take it out, it will work. And then that will be a sign, isn't it?
Yeah, but why?
So why is a sign?
Yeah. But
they say Moses, take the snake,
put
your hands here, take it out and your hand will be white. That's a sign.
Yeah, but then why? The point I'm trying to make is why your tafsir scholars are embellishing.
They're explaining it to you for you to understand. That's the explanation.
So where do they get the leprosy from?
Where do they get shaken from? Where do they get fear from?
No.
They put word fear or leprosy. Where do you ask where they get the word fear from?
No.
Why do you ask that word then?
No, but what?
There's 2 words that they say. They say fear, they say leprosy.
No, but that's only one scholar.
That scholar explained to you that maybe when he's taking it, it was shaking. That's why I said that free from. That's what I mean. Because he said that
in the previous verse, he said, وَقُلْ خُذْهَا وَلَا تَخَفْ. Take her, don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid because he was scared.
Yeah, but
You see now?
remember what you're trying to work out is
Verse 21, he said, take
This
her.
context, that's context.
Look at it.
It's context. It's
I know.
context.
I know.
You just get the verse.
22,
There's
yeah?
context.
yeah.
In the verse 21, he said, take it and don't
be afraid.
That's why he
Yeah,
was
that's
shaking.
that's a serpent.
That's because it was
But
shaking then. It was scared.
but that
That's
doesn't
leprosy.
No, he's scared of the serpent, of the snake.
It's the one. You want to say
But
it was
what
scared.
does that have to do with leprosy?
Listen, I told you something. I said the word, for example, if I say you have mental problem,
1 minute.
mental illness,
You
what
want to
is that?
understand? Go to Surah An-Naml, verse number 10. Surah An-Naml.
You see, that's why I said that another verse.
Because I was looking
He
for
tried to
the-
find something in the Quran. You cannot find anything in the Quran. There's nothing wrong with the Quran. It's only in your book. Yeah, I'm telling you. You try your best, but you're not going to see it.
But that's because you just
Because you know, storytelling in Quran, they don't tell you the story in one place.
That's it. They will tell you
say,
different
places.
Remember, you asked me the last
To
question.
understand anything, you have to have.
Remember, I told you, you asked me why the Quran is not in chronological order. I said Quran is like supermarket.
I don't.
It's telling you are reading something, then you're going to see something else. I want to get
No,
this.
what,
That's
what
I tell you.
number? What number is that surah?
1 minute, Surah An-Naml. Number which is.
Is it Al-Nam?
Naml, yeah. Verse 9 and 10.
And
No, but I want to know the order.
Oh, Naml. Naml.
yeah, no,
Nanan.
O Moses, indeed it is I, Allah, the exalted in might, the wise.
No, 9 and 10. 9. Start from 9.
Yeah. O Moses, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is I, Allah, the exalted in might, the wise. And he was told, throw down your staff. But when he saw it writhing as it were a snake, he turned in flight and did not return.
You tell me what?
Yeah, he turned in flight and did not
Why
return.
was it frightened?
Yeah, I know. Allah said, O Moses, fear not. Indeed, in my presence,
That's why.
the messengers do fear.
That's why
Thank
they
you very
tell you because that's why they pull because it was
That's why he
shaking.
was shaking, yeah?
That's why it was shaking.
All right, so your explanation is nice, but then it differs from your tafsir
It
scholars.
doesn't
No,
matter.
no,
It's in a sentence.
The thing is,
Really?
It's a sentence. Yes, it's a
I
sentence.
told you these people what they do. If you want to talk about Moses, you will go read the Quran. You say every part that mentions Moses.
Moses, then you will
They read
understand.
them
They put it
all, you know?
together.
Then they put their
Together,
tafsir.
and then
Yes.
And these people, they memorize the Quran.
They know
Sunnah,
all of it, yes.
And they've been with the Prophet. That's why they know this in the back of their mind. They don't need even to go and read, you know.
So,
when he tell you that he was leprosy, means that he was afraid.
He was shaking.
That's why he was shaking.
Because any leprosy person was shaking.
And this
Common
is not
sense.
his own idea. This is what the book says.
but
That when
yeah.
he threw the stuff,
It was.
It
He
was
said,
a
no,
snake.
don't be just crazy.
in
Take
this
it.
verse he ran.
He was running. He said, no, take
He was
it.
shaking.
all right, but you know
Allah told him come.
that's so this sounds like the official speaker's corner tafsir.
No.
But if we go back to the
Sentence.
Ibn Kathir one,
Brother,
let's see what Ibn Kathir said.
forget the tafsir.
He has
Just
already,
read
he has
the
already
two
claimed
verse,
that
you will
his book is
understand.
not.
You sure about to get the
Say Bible is
tafsir?
not
No.
If you said that to an imam, what would he say to you?
No, I'm
the
talking
sentence.
to you. Just
Right.
read the two.
He will understand it because he's a Muslim. He's easily understood. It's not you.
I'm not a
Since he's
scholar.
Muslim, he understands it.
Am I
Right.
a scholar? How did I find this verse? Because
You
I know
understood
there
it.
is a verse that says that don't run, come back.
Yeah, but I'm
That's why
trying
he
to.
was shaking.
I know, but I'm trying to compare what you said to what your scholars said about the verse.
No, it's not about what the
So-
Quran says.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but they're doing
It's
it.
you. They explain that for you to understand. It's you.
Back on what they said.
We
Yes.
Muslims, we understand this what the verse. You as a Christian, because you want to find something wrong with the Quran, you take that this is not correct because what they say here is different from what they are saying. That's what you say.
Your scholars.
They say what? They didn't say anything different. We understood that.
Let's read again.
They said that he was afraid, he was shaking,
No, your scholars say
like
it will.
someone who has leprosy. Common sense.
Let me read it again. It will come forth white without any disease. This means without any leprosy, ailment, or disfigurement. This was stated by Ibn Abbas, Mujahid.
Did Allah
Ik-
say only leprosy in the Quran? He say arm, yeah?
Brother.
They say arm, yeah? What's the meaning of arm? What's the meaning of
What's the verse and chapter?
No.
Surah Taha.
Surah 22? So he said, take the snake.
He said, where did he get this leprosy?
And then they said, don't be afraid. Why they say don't be afraid? Because Moses was afraid of taking it. Because how can I have a staff, I throw it and it become a snake? So he's scared. That's what the Quran said. Don't be afraid, take it. That's what I said.
Okay, but here's the thing. You know when someone has leprosy,
My brother, did he
you,
say that he has
no,
leprosy?
you going by what you're saying.
Did he say he has
You're saying No, but you're saying that when someone has leprosy, they're shaking, isn't it?
The shaking, they can fall. Yes, that's
Right.
That's so, shaking, falling.
Yeah, that's fine. So you're telling me that Allah's going to tell someone who's potentially shaking to try and pick up a serpent?
What?
You're going to tell me Allah's going to tell someone who's
To tell him that I'm in charge. Take it. Nothing will happen to you.
No, I'm talking about shaking from leprosy.
No. They didn't say that it was. The Quran says that it's shaking for leprosy.
Right, okay.
The Quran didn't say that.
all
They
right,
explained to you that it was shaking. It's like they compare it shaking like
all right.
someone who has leprosy. That's the common sense.
So your scholars are making it up.
They didn't make up. It's for you to understand. Because people like you who trying to find something wrong about Islam, they explain you to understand.
Yeah, because your scholars, they've messed
So
up.
what about
just
the other
go
one
home
said?
and look at the two verses, you will understand.
What the other one said? The other one said what?
No, it's your scholars who give the interpretation.
What?
Your scholars give the interpretation of the
stuck, you
Quran.
know?
It's the
You
same
stuck.
thing.
Yeah, but can you disagree?
WD-40. You stuck, you season. You need
Listen, my brother.
WD-40.
Yes,
You know WD-40.
All right, yeah.
You need it. You stuck.
You see, my brother.
It's very
Yeah.
clear.
My brother.
Very clear.
Yeah,
My
because
brother, listen. When Allah said in the Quran, they talk about, even the Bible say that, they say that Jesus was mad, and some places they translate it into he has what do you say? What's the meaning of madness? Like mental problem. Because if you come and say Allah told me this, people don't believe you. It's like, where does this come from? Where does this idea come from?
yeah, but if you raise the dead, people are going to listen to you more.
It's written.
No, if you raise the dead,
no one raised the dead.
no, in the Bible, Jesus raised
No,
the
but
dead.
he said that he raised it through the finger of God. He didn't do it himself. That's why when he was in Lazarus, he said, God. He said that there's no a single verse where Jesus raised any dead. It doesn't exist.
That's
Show me the
fine.
verse.
So,
Through God. God did it. Through him.
but someone who's observing what's happening, what do they see?
They see that God has sent him to do that. That's what they said. God has sent the prophet. That's what it said.
So they can see God's the power of God. They can see
Jesus.
they can see the power of God.
Through Jesus, yes.
You don't understand what
Through
I mean.
Jesus, yes.
No,
And
but
we
they,
believe in
no,
that.
but they see Jesus doing it, isn't it?
Well, even Jesus said that I do that because I want you to know, because of people who are standing here, so they will know that you send me. That's what he said. He said that when I do that, maybe they'll think that it's me doing it. But God, it's you. He said that. You don't even read the Bible.
Yeah, but who called Lazarus out?
He said that.
Bring the verse.
Where it came from.
No, but I can tell you who called Lazarus out.
God asked me to do that.
Yeah, but who called him? Who spoke to say Lazarus come out?
Remember when he came? Remember when he came? He doesn't even know where the Lazarus was buried. If it's God, yeah. He said, "Where's the Lazarus?"
Why don't you just answer my question?
Yeah, because
Who said Lazarus come out? Fine. There you go.
it's not him. He cannot do anything.
Yeah,
He
but
cannot do anything at all.
that's
Every
fine.
single thing.
But the people heard him speak, isn't
But
it?
they didn't say that. They say that God has visited his people. Read the book. Even when he opened the eyes of the blind person, what is it? They asked the blind, who opened the eyes? What do you think he say is? What do you say? He's a prophet.
Yeah, but have the people seen God though?
Jahid said,
No, they didn't see God.
Right, so they saw Jesus. So
The
I
Bible
don't
didn't say
know why
that.
you.
The Bible didn't say that.
Oh, it didn't say what?
What do you say? It says seen God, yeah?
No, they didn't
The
see
Bible says
God.
no one can see God.
Yeah, so they saw Jesus, didn't they?
Yeah, Jesus, sent by God, yes.
Yeah. So as far as they're concerned,
That's why when they killed him, they didn't kill Jesus.
no,
They didn't kill
but
God.
no, as far as they're concerned with their eyes, Jesus rose the dead.
If I see you and I think that you are a very white person or rich person, that make you rich. It's not because you have a car make you rich. No. They see him do it, and that's why himself said that I'm doing that for them to know that you send me. He just claimed that I don't do anything myself. It's God who did it by me.
But anyway, we're finding out about your scholars embellishing
Jesus
the
can
Quran.
never do
now.
anything. He cannot. He's small to do anything. I'm telling
But
leprosy, what color is your hand?
you. That's it.
Yeah, it will be white. And also, if you are afraid, it will be shaking. So
Because that's what I said. Because he said that.
yeah, but where
he
did
said that
they
it was
get it
shaking.
from? Where
Where-
did the embellishing
Okay, have you
scholars?
seen the first sign or not? That the staff turned into snake. That's the first, yeah?
Yes, that's a sign.
Okay, now.
Yes.
If it's you, if you have a shoes and your shoes turn into snake, can you take it? Are you going to take it yourself? Are you going to take it? You have your shoes, and then your shoes just turn into snake. Can I take it?
No,
Tell the truth.
no, someone would have to tell me that I should.
No, tell him the truth. You just go home, you just take your shoes, and then your shoe transform itself into snake. Are you going to touch it? That's my question.
Can I say something?
No, I'll go and get a stick.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. So the hand came out white.
Yeah. That's fine, yes.
No, according to the Arabic.
Yeah, according to the Bible, the Quran, yes.
What color is leprosy?
What color is leprosy according to you?
It's patches of white.
So to show that it's not a disease like leprosy where your hand turns white or something to that effect, that's where they've got it from.
That's it. You see?
That's why leprosy or a disease, because leprosy is pale, it's white.
But it's not because you see that spell.
So the proof was, here is a sign from Allah, a miracle.
That's it.
It wasn't a disease that he had.
But
it wasn't worldly or natural. It was a miracle from Allah.
That's what
his
he said.
hand was white with light.
Without any sickness, yes.
But where do you get the light part from?
Oh, so when these tafsir people,
they made it up.
They don't make it up.
Just admit it.
They don't, no.
The tafsirs are corrupt.
They don't. It's you thinking that way.
Well, you keep saying Bible's corrupt, so I'm saying tafsirs are corrupt.
No, the Bible's correct because itself says that it's corrupt. Itself says that. So
yeah, but we got proof now.
No.
So your tafsir scholars.
The Quran says my word can never be changed. That's what the Quran says.
Embellished. Because they knew.
They said that there's missing verse. Yeah. You didn't even show you that the missing verse.
Yeah, because where they get the leprosy from is the correct one
because
in the Bible.
He was shaken. What?
No, the Bible has the correct version of what happened.
Okay,
but the Quran one.
So the tafsir of Kafir is as follows: the hand of Musa turning white without any disease.
Without any disease.
Wait, what scripture do we find that there was a disease?
See now? Where?
What does the Bible say about this?
Oh, it contains the correct.
What does it say? I don't know if it's correct. What does it say?
All right.
Just paraphrase.
Well, just that God told him to put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, it was white with leprosy.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So what the Quran is saying, it was white with a light, and the companions and others have said the Quran is correct that it was white with light, not white with leprosy. That's why they mention leprosy. They say the narrative in the Bible
is for you. It's for you to understand.
Drop the mic. See you later.
Right.
It's for you to understand. Yes.
But you realize what he said didn't make sense.
No, it makes sense. You see.
No, it didn't because he said shining, but the Quran doesn't say that.
No. Because remember the Quran has never mentioned the word Bible. You know it.
No, it says
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The Quran recognizes Bible.
What is it? The Torah and Injil.
No. I talk the word Bible. Is there in the Quran?
No.
But when people are translating it, because of you, Christian, they have to put the word that you know. If not, that's not how the Quran mentions it. But for you to know, because you are the closest to us, and you are the people who always debate with Islam. So when we put those words, they put for you. The idea is to make Christian understand that that's what Allah said. If not, Allah has never mentioned Christian. He has never mentioned Jew. He has never mentioned Bible. He has never. All this is not there.
And he hasn't mentioned shining either, has he?
Which one?
Well, that verse we're talking about, Allah didn't mention shining. Your scholars invented the shining to fix the verse.
Why?
Because they knew that it was missing where he put his hand in normal.
My brother, if I got the verse from your Bible now and take it to someone to explain, they will explain it and it will add some word. That doesn't mean that it's in the Quran. I'm telling you the truth. I know
the Bible has the correct explanation of what happened.
It doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't.
It does.
How can someone came and put and okay? They said that okay, give me the verse. Let me read it.
No.
Give me the chapter.
So now we're finally going to find the correct.
No, it's not correct.
Because the Quran.
The Quran says it comes to correct your book. That's what the Quran said.
No, in this instance, the Quran messed up.
It's not true. It's you because it's your book. You think it's right. It's not right.
All right. So why did your tafsir scholars have to falsify their explanation?
They don't have. You are the people who try right now between you and me. I'm a Muslim. You're a Christian. Who trying to find a problem with the Quran.
Yeah, we found it. Your scholars.
It doesn't exist. And you, there's even cutting verses. I can show you. If you know, it's no more there. I can show you a lot of verses where it's not in your book.
All right, but can you find me some Christian scholars where they consistently lie about some verses in the Bible? Can you show me that?
This what?
Some Christian scholars who consistently lie.
I don't go to scholars. I just go to the Bible itself. I don't need scholars if there's Bible. It's not like you ask me to go to teachers and to go to students where there's teachers. I don't do that.
Right,
I go to Quran, not these people. I don't go to them.
So that means that you're showing that the Bible is a better quality than the Quran then?
No way. That's why
because you can go straight to the Bible.
Because you don't understand, that's why we go to Hadith. If not, we don't go there. Because the Quran is clear. But you think that you don't know because God knows that there's people like you who are not understand the book. The brain doesn't function properly. Or they're trying to find problem with the Quran. Then that's the reason why if you don't understand, you have to go to people who understand it. If not, we understood it correctly.
All right, so this is the correct version of.
Which verse?
I'm just finding it.
Which chapter?
No, hold on. All right, so it's Exodus 4 and 1.
Exodus. So who's the author of Exodus?
I already told you.
I don't know who's that.
The author is the author.
Who's that?
We're going by
See
what's
now,
written.
You can clearly see that it's not Moses talking here. It's not Moses talking here, yeah? But someone talking about Moses, not him Moses talking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So that means that it can be true or not true. Because it doesn't come from Moses.
Yeah,
It comes from someone else.
Yeah, the same thing applies to the Quran. So I don't see what your problem.
Straight. Allah, say, cool, say. There's no third person.
So Allah's the one who messed up that Surah
No, it
22.
didn't. It's for you. You don't know. It doesn't mess it up. It's don't understand it.
So where's the shining come from?
Who put Shannon? To explain
Your
to you.
scholars
It's not the
put
Quran.
Shannon.
Okay, so.
Yes, Allah messed up. So let's go. Exodus 4 and 1.
No. I'm coming. Let us be honest. Let us be honest. So let us go to Surah 22. Okay. What they say? Show me the word shining there.
Now draw thy hand close to thy side. It shall come forth white and shining in brackets, without harm or stain in brackets.
Here and there. Ask you to read Arabic or translate it here.
Yeah, well.
Show me the word shining there. Doesn't exist, isn't it? Why they put it in the bracket?
No, because it's not there.
It's explanation. They explain that for you to understand.
Yeah, they embellished it.
Because it looked like it's a something and then it's shining. So it didn't say that in the Quran. When they put brackets for you to understand, even the Quran say that. The Bible also say that.
Yeah.
I think they put brackets mean that it's not there, but they just put it there. Common sense.
Yeah.
So now give me your verse.
Yeah, Exodus 4 and 1.
Exodus 4. Verse 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see that it's not Moses talking, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
The story here is between God and Jesus, God and Moses, yeah?
Yeah.
But someone talking here. You can see that who's talking here, you don't even know. Or do you know the person who's talking here? Do you know the person who's talking?
No, because I wasn't around then, was I?
That's the problem that you have there.
Yeah, but you weren't around at the time of your prophet, so I don't know what you're.
They'll tell you how it has been compiled. They'll tell you that. But yours, there's no one who even know that where this comes from.
How can you verify that they weren't lying about your prophet?
It doesn't matter. So if they are lying, if they are lying, if they are lying, the Quran should lie. That's as I told you. The Quran claimed that if it is from Allah, it has had a lot of contradiction. You cannot even find one. But I can give you a million of contradiction in your book. So now Moses answered, "What if they do not believe me or listen to me and say, the Lord did not appear to you?" Then the Lord said to him, "What is that in your hand?" A staff. He replied, the Lord said, "Throw it on the ground." Moses threw it on the ground and it becomes snake. And he ran from it.
Yeah.
Then the Lord said to him, "Reach out your hand and take it by the tail." So Moses reached out and took hold of the snake, and it turned back into the staff in his hand. This said the Lord, is so that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, has appeared to them.
So the next verse.
No. Did God appear here? Did God appear here?
That's a figure of speech.
That's it. That's when they say that I am my father. I want. They say that that's the same thing.
It still doesn't say shining. It still doesn't say shining. So let's keep going.
Which verse now?
6.
Then the Lord said, "Put your hand inside your cloth." So Moses put his hand into the cloth, and when he took it out, the skin was leprous. Its bud became as white as snow. So
that's the correct. So no, keep going.
No. So when Jesus took it, Moses took it from the bucket. It becomes sick. Yeah. It becomes sick.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That's what it says.
So when he took it, it becomes sick.
Yes.
Okay. where they say that he becomes sick, and how when did it become well again?
No, but you keep reading.
Okay. Now put it back into your cloth. He said, so Moses put his hand back into the cloth, and when he took it out, it was restored like the rest of his flesh.
Definitely. So that's a sign, isn't it?
Which sign?
No, that's a sign.
Everything about from the beginning is a sign.
No, that's that's a proper sign, isn't it?
When Jesus, Moses took his hand, Moses took his hand because he took his leg. For you, you put there that it has leprosy. Yeah?
That's what he said. That's what the writing said.
Listen, in the book, it's Allah who's telling that to Moses.
Yeah, but Allah slipped up though.
But here, it's someone who's talking to you about Moses. You can see that that's the reason why there's problem. That's not Jesus saying that. Jesus didn't say that.
Yeah, okay.
Someone is talking, yeah?
What's your opinion?
My opinion is that someone says something and you believe in that. And you're not there. According to you ask me. You're not there. And it's not even Moses who said that.
Okay.
Someone is talking about Moses, yeah? Remember, okay, when I finish, I'm going to give you something that you asked me last time here. About if I step on you, what should you do? The Quran say even better than what the Bible says.
Okay.
Yeah? And I'll give you the best.
Right.
All of them.
Okay.
You go and read, you can see that the Quran is the best book. Because if they say that when they slap you, give this one. I've never seen any Christian. If that's the case, if we Muslims are mocking you, you should leave us alone. Because according to the Bible, if someone slap you at your right, give him the left, isn't it? So now, if we say that your religion is wrong, why are you complaining? Because the Bible asks you to leave us alone, or to not pay us back of what we said. Why are you now debating them if that is what you want to do?
Because lying about someone's belief is different from slapping you.
You see now? You see? That's the reason why.
No, but here's the thing.
That's the reason.
All right, but if someone hits me, does it affect the way another person sees me?
Yes.
How?
Yeah. If someone slap me, let's say I'm your father. Someone slap you and become problem. It's affecting me because I'm not gonna be happy to see the way someone slap you. It's affecting me.
Right.
Seeing you. Yes.
Okay, so now if one group of people is lying about our belief and we don't defend
the Quran says
against
the Bible says you should not defend. We are mocking you. Don't mock us up back. Leave us.
No, it says we should contend for the faith. So when it comes
that's the thing that Islam wants us to do. They call it self-defense. Quran allows self-defense.
Yeah, but up to what level?
Even the Bible up to level 2.
Oh, so in the Quran, if someone treads on your foot and you stab them, is that okay?
You don't have to.
No, but if you stab them...
No, you don't have to.
No, but...
You're wrong. You make wrong.
All right, and so according to the Quran, what's the...
The Quran said that if I slap you, if you slap me, I should slap you the way you slap me.
Right.
But since I don't know, I cannot measure how you hit me, it's better for you to forgive. That's what the Quran says.
All right, so what verse is that?
So let us talk about Surah 16, 1 to 6. Surah 16, 1 to 6.
It's so long, man.
Surah 16, 1 to 6.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get down.
No, there's a lot of them here about not retaliate to people. It's a lot.
And if you punish...
What did they say? Surah which one? Surah 2?
Yeah?
Surah 2?
1 to 6.
No, Surah 16.
Yeah, 16, yeah.
1 to 6
Yeah.
to 1 to 8.
If you punish with an equivalent of that which you were harmed, but if you are patient, it is better for those who are patient.
Which one? So verse 28. Go to 26 and 28. Go to 26, 126, 27, 28, yes.
Yeah, and be patient, and your patience is not but through Allah, and do not grieve over them, and do not be in distress over what they conspire. Indeed, Allah is with those who fear Him, and those who are doers of good.
You finished there?
Yeah.
So now I want to give you more. If if you do me something, I have to do equivalent of what you did to me. That's what the Quran said. So now the other one, it says that pay bad with good, which is Surah 41:34. If someone do bad to you, pay them with good.
All right. So which one's that?
Surah 41. 41:34.
Was that 34?
Surah, which surah?
Fusilat.
Yeah, what is it?
No, you said 34.
I said, listen. I said Surah 41:34.
All right. And not equal are the good deed and the bad. Repel evil by that deed which is better, and thereupon the one whom between you and him is enmity,
become a best of
as though he was a devoted friend.
So if you do something wrong to me, and I do something good to you, even though we are enemies, one day, because of what I did, we will become like a best of, best of friends. There's a lot of verses. I can give you all of them. There's a lot, massive. So now, there's a lot.
Yeah, but I suppose the problem is that because it's scattered all over the place. The good thing about Jesus is that he put it all in one place, so it's a lot easier to read.
He didn't do that.
Yes,
My brother.
He did.
I told you the Quran is. Even now the business people are copying the Quran. I told you that before.
Yeah, the business will fail.
When you go, you put like this police car. You put it today here. You can see next time when you come here, come with another car, because it's when you are reading something about. Let's say that you are reading about Moses in the Bible. You read most things of Moses that you are so bored. But in the Quran, you use about Moses, then Allah skip it to another prophet, then or something, then going to go back to Moses again. It's for you to learn a lot of things through one verse, through one page. If you read one page, you learn a lot. But in your book, if I read a page of Moses, I will learn only for Moses. We don't do that in Islam. The Quran is the way successful business are using now. Diversity. Put things, small food, but it's like an advert, so to attract people, so they read more. That's the reason someone say that when the problem happened in America in 9/11, people just say that kill them. They say that okay, that's why Islam said kill them, and the person gives a surah, and he went there. That lady went there and she was reading that surah Tawbah 9. She was reading. Said, what they say? God didn't say that.
Right.
From the one, it said that those with whom you have a treaty, you have something with them, then it starts telling you. And they say that even if there's something, if you don't fight you, don't fight them. And that woman became a Muslim. Why? Because if Allah talk about killing in that place, she was, that's why. No, she went there. She was reading about killing. She said that a mercy. Why these killings come up?
It's because she read the wrong part of Tawbah. That's why.
Like, okay, which part are you telling?
Because she read the top part where it talks about the treaty, isn't it?
All of them. They talk about if they do good, leave them. If they do bad, pay them back. Yes.
No, but when you get to 29, that's not talking about the treaty.
What they say? So that's what? They say what? First of all, it's a treaty between Muslim and Christian.
No, that's what equality is.
No, it's less policy. It's all of them. They are mixed because everyone's there. Then you can clearly see.
Let's see. 9:29.
So let us talk about Surah 9.
Fight those who do not believe.
This is a declaration of immunity by Allah and His Apostle to where those of these adulterers, which whom you made an agreement, which is treaty. So that's the context. The first thing that you're going to talk about people that you make a treaty. So what happened then? They break it. So you are telling me that if I say don't come to my house and slap me, let us stop, and you come and slap me, I should leave you.
Yeah, but it says among the polytheists. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the reason why I always go to Quran with Arabic. Then you will know that they do that for you to understand.
No, it says al-mushrikina. It's not. Yeah, so that's not going to help you. It's
no,
not,
I said mushrikeen. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, so the Arabic ain't going to help you.
No, I said mushrikeen.
Yeah, so I already know what that word means.
Mushrikeen. Christians are mushrikeen. Yeah, because they believe in someone instead of Allah. They are mushrikeen.
No, but this is treaty.
The treaty is agreement. That's the word of the treaty. Let us do that. It's an agreement. That's what some translate say agreement. Some people say treaty. What's the treaty? What's agreement? They have agreed that we should not fight each other. That's agreement.
We're still in the same verse.
No, it's not. There's agreement that Muslims and these people should not fight each other. That's a treaty. Then what's happened? So if you start from there, you know, oh, that's when say, oh, at the beginning they said that there's treaty between them, and something has happened to. Go here then. For 4 months, you can see that there's agreement that 4 months they should not fight each other. So now they fight Muslim first.
All right, but here's the thing. That's verse 29. You give your understanding of it, but what do your tafsir scholars say about it?
No, listen.
So
For me, if I understood something, I don't go to tafsir. That's what I'm telling you.
All right.
Me as a Muslim, if I understood something, I don't have to go to tafsir. Unless you say that you don't understand, then I said, oh, go to tafsir, and then let us see. If me, I don't go to tafsir because it's clear.
Yeah,
From the beginning, it's clear.
Because you already have your own understanding of the Quran.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Islam is the religion of people who have intellect. We don't use Holy Spirit or whatever. It's intellect. Listen, Allah created input intellect in your head. You have to think.
But
not about Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit don't do anything.
But can intellect be wrong?
Of course, yes. If that intellect is not from God, yes. It's wrong, yeah.
Right.
Your intellect is that listen, if someone that don't believe in God, do you think that they're intelligent or not? If someone says they don't believe in God, according to you, they're intelligent or not?
Well, the Bible says that they're fools, actually.
The Quran says so too. So it means that they think that they are intelligent now. No one can fool me. I cannot follow anyone. So they are fooled themselves. So the true intellect is that when God agrees with your intellect, God agrees with it.
All right. So here's a classic one then. Would you say someone's intelligent if would you say a group of people are intelligent if they all bow down towards a cube around it? So they go around they're around a cube and they all bow down towards it when their God didn't tell them to. Are they intelligent?
If God didn't tell them to do that,
all right, okay, so...
But in case of Islam, God tells us in Islam, Surah 22, is there?
Surah what?
Surah 22, Surah Hajj. Read it.
All right, so...
Surah Hajj, read it.
Was that 22? All right, let's see. So we're looking about bowing down towards it. That's what we're looking for.
No, listen. Allah said that to worship me. When you go to Hajj, you come...
So Allah's in the queue?
Allah's not there. We are doing that because Allah asked us to do that. That's the problem. It's not it's there.
All right.
Let me show you something.
All right. So
let me show you something. No. Sorry. Let us go to one surah that's going to be clear to you. Surah 106. 106. So it's Quraysh. Surah 106. What do you have there? Surah 106.
20.
Surah 106.
Oh.
What do you have there?
Yeah.
What is it?
For the accustomed security of the Quraysh, their accustomed security in the caravan of winter and summer, let them worship the Lord of this house.
Let's stop there. Let them worship who?
The Lord of this house.
Which house?
It says this.
Which house?
This.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where when you go to other verse in the Quran or you go to Tafsir, it's a Kaaba. We are worshipping the Lord of that house, not that house.
Okay, and
listen, let me finish. That's the reason why when you go there you can listen. If you believe in Jesus and you have his cross, let's say you believe in the cross, can you go at the top of that cross?
Go on top of it?
Yes. If you believe, let's say that you are someone who believes the cross.
Yeah.
And then you have a cross.
Yeah.
Can you just go and sit at the top of that cross since that is your God that you are serving already?
No.
So, why are we Muslims always go at the top of it? Clean it and change the thing. If it's our God, why are we stepping at the top of our God? If that's our God. If the Kaaba is our God. Because we always go at top of it. They always climb after it. That's why there's test. You have to climb off it. Why are you climbing at the top of your God? Is it possible? No.
Oh no, I'm not saying that's your God.
You say that because God has to do that.
No, 3 says let them worship the Lord of his house, isn't it?
Which house? That's why he said if you don't know, then there's another verse like Surah, how do you call it? Surah 22, then that house is a Kaaba. When you go to Tafsir, that house is a Kaaba.
That's fine. So
let us worship the Lord of that house, Kaaba.
Right.
No, we don't worship Kaaba. We are worshiping the God of that Kaaba.
All right. So this Lord of this house, where is this Lord located?
Okay, according to you, according to the Bible, where's the God located?
No, he's in the heavens.
It's heaven too, in the Quran.
All right. So when you
the God of this house, he asked us to make that. Listen, he asked Abraham and his son to make that house for all the Muslims. We are not worshiping. That's what the Surah Quraysh tell you. We are not worshiping the Kaaba, but we are worshiping the God of that house. That's what the Surah Quraysh tell you.
But that God's not in the Kaaba.
No, how can God be in Kaaba? How?
Right. So that means you don't have to bow down towards it.
No. That's God. Okay, let me show you. It's a Qibla. It's where we are faced. It's not that we are worshiping it. No, we don't worship the Kaaba.
All right.
It's the direction that God has given us. All of us to be like communion, to do the same thing all over the world. It's the direction. It's the Qibla.
All right. So if Allah said to bow down towards a tree, would you do it?
If He says so. If He says so.
You do it.
If Allah says it. Of course, yes. If He says so.
So this is why.
He asked that. Listen. Remember, Jesus tell you something that you are doing that. Jesus tell you something, you are doing that.
Say what?
Jesus asked you to do a lot of things, but you are doing that. Why do you do that?
Do what?
Jesus asked you to do. There's a lot of things I can give you some.
Yeah.
Jesus asked you to do something. You
Right.
believe in Him and believe in His God. Why do you do that? Because Jesus tell you. Why do you believe in that? Have you ever seen God? Why do you believe in Him?
Because we believe.
Why do you believe that Jesus said that He has been sent by God and believe in Him and God? Why do you believe in that?
No, because that's what I believe.
That's what you believe too. So you can see that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
so
but
you have your belief, you have our belief. And then if Allah asks us to do anything, we do it. That's why I can give you the verse. I can give you a lot of verses.
All right, so let me read you this to show. All right, so this is Acts 10 and 9. So this is in the Bible. So this is
even the Kaaba is in your book. You don't even know. The Kaaba is there in the Bible.
No, but let me make my point. So what it is, if Allah said to you to bow down towards a tree, you say you do it, isn't it?
I said anything Allah asks us to do as human beings.
Right.
We do it.
All right.
Even if you are doing what Allah asks you to do, but you don't know.
No, so this is the problem Muslims have. So I'm going to read this from the Bible. This is Acts 10 and 9.
Yes.
It says, on the morrow as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter... Acts 10 and 9.
Acts 10.
Yeah, drew nigh unto the city. Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour, and he became very hungry and would have eaten. But while they made ready, he fell into a trance, and saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending on him, as it had been a great sheet, knit at the four corners, and let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him. Just ignore him, man.
So now, Acts. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm looking for.
To glorify the Son is to worship the Son.
Did you come and stand here, man?
Glorify.
People are so brainless.
For what reason?
All right, so Acts 10.
Acts 10, yeah.
Yeah. And well, I'm starting from 10.
From 10, yeah. What did he say?
And it said, he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance, and saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending.
Yeah.
That's actually, you want to move?
It's coming.
No, but he's making noise towards us. Rubbish.
You know, your brother is rubbish. Yes.
No, because we were talking, and he comes and starts shouting towards us. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
All right, and saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit.
Verse 144.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is when he talk about Qibla.
Qibla, yes.
Yeah.
No, we're talking. All right.
He agrees already about this.
No. So I'm.
You agree or not?
Step by step, you're going there.
No, I'm explaining something. So I'm reading this verse, these verses. And saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel, descending unto him, as it had been a great.
Which verse?
11. A great sheet knit at the four corners, and let down to the earth.
What's the point? Because it's too long. You give me the point.
No, but you have to listen to it to understand the point. Wherein were all manner of four-footed. Oh, now we've got this guy as well, man.
Okay, let's
Yeah, we're in all manner of 4-footed.
Lamin.
Oh, come on. It's
No, Lamin. Something.
Oh no, it's another guy, I think. All right, let's see. Wherein were all manner of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things 12, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have not eaten anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, that call not thou common. This was done thrice, and the vessel was received off again into heaven. Now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men from which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry of Simon's house, and stood before the gate, and called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. So notice what happened. He saw a vision, and a sheet came down with unclean animals on it. No, this is what happened. So they were unclean animals, and a voice told him to arise and kill those animals and eat.
Who said that?
No, the voice from heaven.
Come to who?
To Peter.
Okay, then.
But notice he said, Not so, Lord. So he refused because he.
It's not God vision. It's not God vision. It's not God vision. Yes.
No.
It's not, yes.
No, because he.
How does he know that it's not true? What that vision is not true?
No, but that's not the point. The point is that he's been told to arise.
Something.
Yeah,
in
but
vision.
but it's against what God's already commanded.
You see clearly.
Yeah, so what Peter did, even if a voice comes telling him to do something against what God's commanded, he refuses.
Yes.
But you just said to me that if Allah said to you, bow towards a tree, you do it.
The Quran is already there. If in the Quran Allah say do that, in the Quran we will do. It's the same thing as you are doing now.
No, but
what does he say though? No. What does he refuse? Why does he refuse? Because God has already told him to not do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Common sense. Because he always do what God wants to do. So now a voice came to him, he knows that God didn't tell me that to do that. Then he follow what God asked him to do, as we also follow what God has said.
Yeah, but
if now something can tell me something that is against the Quran, I don't do that because God didn't say, Allah didn't say that.
Right, but if it was written in there, you'd think it's from Allah, isn't it?
If it isn't what?
No, so if someone managed to write in the Quran,
it will never be there.
Yeah, but then how would you know that
it will never be there?
No, how would you know that someone?
It will contradict Islam. It will contradict Islam.
Yeah, but you bow towards a cube.
No, we don't. We don't bow to it. We don't do that. It doesn't exist in Islam.
So those loads of Muslims bowing, are they bowing towards a cube or nothing?
We say that's what this man is telling you when you refuse. This is Qibla. We have to turn the face to the Qibla, which is Kaaba. Yes, for all of us as our. Listen, if I pray Maghrib here, I'm facing here. Someone is facing here, like you church. People do in church. You do anything anyhow. Like there's no organization in your churches. If we pray, we all face. That's the reason why when you go to Kaaba, when you go to Mecca, that cube is there. People are praying from there. Other people are doing. We all are facing it. Why? Because God said that is our Qibla.
Yeah.
That's our direction. Not. That's why the Surah Quraysh that we are let them worship the Lord of this house.
But there's no direction.
That's what he said. Tell you that's Qibla. That's why. He give you Surah 144. That's Qibla.
All right, let's see what it says.
So you don't know the Qibla. You don't know what's the Qibla. So you said that what's the Qibla? Qibla is the direction.
No, yeah, I know what Qibla means.
So Qibla is the direction. We don't worship Kaaba or whatever. That's the reason why people are stepping at the top of it, because it's nothing. But for us, it's because God wants us to do that. That's why we're doing that. The same as Abraham, when God asked him to kill his son. He accepted because God asked him to do that.
Yeah.
That's common sense. That's Islam. If God asks us to do anything, we do it.
All right, so
Islamically.
So this is 144. We have certainly seen the turning of your face toward the heaven, and we will surely turn you to a Qibla with which you will be pleased.
Qibla.
So Allah's doing this to please Muhammad.
He says that.
Yeah, he says
which
you
will be pleased.
Yeah, so he's doing it to please.
Because he doesn't know why he asked him to do that. Prophet Muhammad, listen, if Allah asks him to do something, he himself doesn't even know why. Like Allah said, don't be gays. Don't have sex with men. He knows why, because he will please, because he knows why he say that.
Right, okay.
He knows why. That's the thing that when he say Qibla, he knows why. You will please means that now you don't understand, but I say do that.
All right.
Prophet Muhammad doesn't know why Allah say.
Yeah, so let's continue. So turn your face towards Al-Masjid Al-Haram.
Which is there. That's
and wherever you are, turn your faces towards it. In prayer. Indeed, those who have been given the scripture, well, know that it is the truth from their Lord, and Allah is not unaware of what they do. That's funny. People are giving the scripture. They pray towards Jerusalem.
No, listen. Even the Quran says that
interesting.
there isn't first. But listen, they know. Why did Allah say they know? Which scripture? Allah's talking about which scripture?
Well, you say it's corrupt, so
Which
that means it's nothing.
I
Isn't
didn't talk
it?
about the Bible. Allah didn't talk about the Bible.
Yeah. So what's he talking about?
Why Allah always talk kitab instead of saying kitab or s? Why always put kitab? Because all of them are from the same source. That's what the Quran said. The Zabur, the Injil, the Torah, and the Quran, all of them come from the same source, but with different timing and different people. It's like the book of mathematics. From primary school into college, it's the same source. 1 + 1 = 2. But everyone they are choosing to teach people according to their level. The mathematics primary school is different from mathematics from secondary school or university. They are all the same book, but different grades. That's the Quran. Quran is above all of them.
Yeah, but anyway, we've been talking for a while. I just wanted after.
So now I give you where they say that if someone do something bad to you, pay them to me. You think that Islam is evil? No, my brother, we have everything.
Yeah.
We have everything.
See who else?
That's good to pay. After the,
Yeah, because you're middle one, isn't it?
middle what?
No, you got to do one before it's dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Because there's timing. So if the time passed, then
Yeah.
it's not. You don't have prayer because you don't have prayer. You don't.
No, we pray at home.
No. You pray, but you don't have worship. You pray, you don't have worship. We have prayer, we have worship. We can pray in any language, but we worship in Arabic.
Yeah.
As Allah commands us to do. Yeah. Let me go and pray.
Yeah. All right.
Israelites will return to take down Islam.